maybe share OBS. We won't have sound, but maybe OBS. Actually, Andrew, I just realized we get sound for once.
We can what?
We can hear things for once.
Oh, yes. Exciting.
Maybe it would. Are you going to be able to remind us if we are or are not on camera? Okay. If it's picks and bands, we're probably live. Hello and welcome back to SVSU Esports. Tonight we have Valorant.
We got ourselves a great match, Saginaw Valley's Valorant A team versus Wisconsin Green Bay Scarlet is what I'm
Yes.
getting away from the name to my knowledge. First map should be what was it? Can't quite
Lotus is banned. We don't have a first map yet. Lotus is gone. We don't want the revolving doors anywhere near here.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Lotus was banned off the start.
University of Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Something. One of those words will be used to respond to them. We do see Split being gone as well.
Oh, there goes
and Lotus
Split.
picked.
Lotus.
Nope. Icebox picked. Icebox will be map 1.
Icebox and a SVSU Classic. I'm not sure who picked this one necessarily, but I know Saginaw definitely likes to be around there. Haven as well looks like being picked. We did see that last week for Saginaw Valley. Interesting to see it again. We'll see what they can do on it.
I feel like Fracture. Oh no, it's Pearl.
Pearl, we got it. Bit of a lineup. Kind of from all different stages. You know, Haven was like the very first map.
I think this is the
original 3. Icebox came around, what was like the 5th map or something like that. And then Pearl's one of the latest, if not, I believe is the latest, yeah.
This is the exact same map lineup we played last game, just in a slightly different order. Last game it went Pearl.
We started on Lotus, didn't we?
Yes, last game we started on Pearl, then we went Icebox, then we went Haven. This game we're going to be ending with, we're still going to be ending with Haven. Oh wait, no, Haven's banned. It's gone.
Bit of a mix up here.
There's no more Haven.
Streaming wise,
the safe Haven's gone.
And
was I right?
I guess
I was right.
There it is. There is the Fracture.
We get to see the zip lines. I'm excited. Fracture is definitely one of my favorite maps. I just never ever see it played, and now.
I'm intrigued. Give me the best of your knowledge. Rank them.
I barely know it.
Like top three.
Probably Fracture, Breeze, and then Haven, because those are just the 3 that I played the most.
Fracture, Breeze, and Haven. You know what? That's fair.
When I started playing Valorant, Breeze, that was when Breeze came out, and so it was just nothing but Breeze, because I didn't realize I could queue into something other than just Breeze.
That's definitely a starting map for sure. That is a map that you can start on.
Yes.
Valorant on. I believe it's gone from the map pool, isn't it?
That it is. I think the main
along with my favorite map, Bind.
Bind is always a classic, but meanwhile we're going back to the freezer as soon as we get back to the game screen.
Getting in here. Now, for anybody tuning in, I would imagine we have more people on the stream tonight than we do in the student life, if any.
So there are none in the student life.
Who's loading us up? Student life, yeah. Student life.
Yeah.
So, for anybody a bit newer to Valorant, Icebox is definitely a larger map in some areas. There's definitely very long lines of sight. You might see some longer ranged weapons, some sniper rifles and such, getting played a little bit more often. And we might see characters or agents such as Viper. That is definitely the standard pick for this map. Viper has been meta here for a long time. The ability to use the wall has been a standard. Has been a classic for getting onto the very large sites. Cuts off a good half of the map. So we'll see. As well, looks like both teams are running the Jet and the Sova, kind of classics as well. Jet, when is Jet not going to be meta? I don't know. I'm not going to take bets because I know I'm going to be wrong. It's probably going to be forever. Jet's always going to be around.
Yeah, Jet is just one of the. She's a very versatile champ. Because it's not really anything her abilities add or take away to the game that actually affects the overall state of the game. It just affects Jet. So she's always going to be a very good like op character, just a peak character, or like, hey, go and pop off.
Agreed.
I'm prepared for all
need
of
to
the...
instantly dash away from a fight has been a staple for using the operator.
Yes, I'm excited for all the Sova and Viper lineups.
Oh yeah. We'll see Saginaw Valley starting out here on the attack. Should be interesting here. Bit of a spread out start right here. We've got a couple towards B, a few towards mid. We'll see what they run for this first little bit.
So we will. Looks like SVSU will be
the new blade, isn't it? That's the new.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the new Oni. I believe the new agent is not yet legal in ECAC, but we will have the Pokemon one day. Anyways, going into pistol round now.
See Spec probably taking first contact here. Scarlet running away a little bit behind here. Make sure they have a good set. Taking some space, getting some resistance, but as you can see, the group come out should be able to at least put a lot of pressure on Saginaw Valley as they try to run into this. It's definitely no longer an advantageous state for Saginaw. They will attempt to rotate out. We'll see.
It looks like we'll be sending our Killjoy around though. Mills ready just in case they try and cover the rotate. SVSU is going to be making sure that the path to A is cleared, not realizing that Scarlet is entirely on that site.
Spike down B.
In mid,
Last
a kill
player standing.
Go back for seconds.
Flawless right off the bat. All of Saginaw falling within 5, 6, 7 seconds.
It was just all of our momentum ended up getting grabbed from the first push once they started sending in utilities to slow us down a bit. And after that, our follow-up sort of fell apart. We saw us just getting picked off one by one. But we'll pick ourselves up. We know the freezer like the back of our hand.
Definitely where Saginaw Valley thrives, where they want to be.
Yes, we for some reason would like to be freezing as opposed to someplace warm. None of these people are prepared for the weather.
Well, Sova.
Oh, maybe Sova. Speaking of Sova, I think that's an owl drone we just saw flying above their heads. Or is it a recon dart?
We'll see the A push here for Saginaw. Probably a pretty fast approach, as they do only have pistols, have to save money for next round, but they have very much. So probably it's some very
Spike down A.
It looks like terribly well for them.
Green Bay.
In the first seconds.
Green Bay is fully stacked currently with weapons. That's just using a hard time trying to get him with just classics. A sheriff shot can take out these.
Oh, Mills, it happens. It happens. That's somewhat expected when you are on a save round. You don't have too much in terms of weaponry, so when you get to those places where you have to take a gunfight, it just ends up not really working out. SVSU kind of losing the lottery there. They're trying to pick the place that they would have the best shot of rushing, and somewhat along the way. But now both teams have pretty solid weapons, especially Wisconsin rescue to save as much money as possible, sticking it out with the weapons that they have, in hopes of saving as much money as possible for next round. Going back over towards B.
Scout destroyed.
Play a little bit quicker this time. You see Jesus' sky abilities coming in, making a whole bunch of space. He's pushing up. Up and fight for wall up. Jet dash. As well as the smoke. Trying to use space. That's what the duel's job is. Get in and get traded out. Make as much space as you can. 3-3. Couple more lost. Saginaw Valley's low. They have a
Last player
enough
standing.
space, but not enough to plant. Just Mills left. Phantom in a dream.
Placing swamp.
You see the molly coming out. Mills. It'll be a really rough spot for him to be as he does get taken out.
Sound.
Yo, a couple of technical difficulties as we are trying to stream from spring break.
Yeah, probably a swap back to actual Valorant, but Campus Wi-Fi decided to cease. for a second. Yo, campus Wi-Fi stopped, and then the page to actually load the guest Wi-Fi did not load. Yes, it's swapped over. It's just currently taking a minute. Going into this next round, SVSU, I think we lost the last round. I sort of missed it.
Yep.
Okay. Now we wait for the stream to load.
Our apologies.
I'm taking a guess. It looks like SVSU might be pushing A site. Very hard push coming out. I'm probably gonna be so
That
far
spike
off. There's
carrier
most likely gonna be a
down.
Viper one.
Spike
when you
down.
come back, but
Attack
anyways.
respond.
Anyway, type how has your spring break been going?
Poison's off.
Stream has the stream loaded for you yet? Same. They are trying to chase each other. My brain's acting this
Last player
looking at a
standing.
track. By any chance, if you could try and leave the Discord call and then rejoin the Discord call.
Sure.
No, not you. I've already tried that.
Who to smother first?
All right, it's back.
Looks like Saginaw Valley has to do it forward this point, but they do have weapons both sides. In fact, it'll be a full buy for and Saginaw.
And there's
Looks like it'll be in a hit. Is what it's looking like right at the start here.
we forgot to say, the Valorant team captain Stitch is also playing this game.
Oh, that he is. That he is.
Revealing area.
Yes, and so they're coming out to try and figure out where Scarlet is lined up on this site. Meaning both the Sova darts, all of the information coming out from all sides.
We'll see a bit of a slow push here, not wanting to take too many chances. Saginaw really needs to get, like, play more as a team, play in duos, don't take peeks solo. It hasn't worked in so far.
Scout destroyed. Headshot.
We do have a T-spec.
Right up. Spec finds
Spike down
down
A.
lower, though. Down goes Spec. 4-3 in Wisconsin's favor, as the rest of the defense rotates over.
Yes, that was a very nice coverage coming out from this guy who is now gone. I don't even know where that shot came from, not gonna lie.
What a
You get-
spray!
Oh, he got sprayed through the smoke?
Just blind spray. Jesus, with a miracle shot there to tie up the round. 3-3 here.
We do see, however, one interesting thing. Scarlet, or Wisconsin, is deciding to not have their Sage rotate off B and just have her be there in case SVSU is doing the rotate like we see, and they're not going to be ready for this long sight line, most likely.
They're about to get you.
No, they're ready for it. They were prepared. They knew.
Oh, Jesus, again!
30 seconds left.
Headshot.
Recalling my box.
Now we see the Seekers coming out from Jesus. It's going to be a very hard thing for Wisconsin to try and push into. SVSU is going to know exactly where they are. And now they have site control.
Should have plenty of time for a spike here. It'll be interesting to see how they play this post plant. They do have the Killjoy, one of the most defensive agents in the game. Should be able to set up some kind of wall.
Speaking of wall, the swarm grenades are now chilling on that spike. Quite literally.
See Mills here just waiting it out. They don't need to push. They have a bot to check when Scarlet wants to run in. Slade to cover. Oh, Slade to cover Mills' back. Does get spotted though.
Yes. Now, however, the Sova knows most likely there's going to be a bunch of things on that spike, so they don't actually want to try to fuse it yet. The Viper coming on the left side gets a pick. Mills rotating right. They aren't going to be expecting this.
One enemy remaining.
Right behind there. There goes the. Trying through the smoke.
And now just
It's the tap. I believe everybody should be
I think that we will be. Yeah, Jesus is fine. Not by much. And Mills was almost out, actually.
What a round for Jesus. 2 incredible headshots through the smokes.
I was not expecting the Sova walks just past. I was like, what's he thinking here? Is he waiting for him to come around the other side? Apparently not.
Apparently not. Sometimes you just get fortunate like that. It's
So-
always that is what is the big problem with spectating. Because you see like, no, just turn around.
Well, I mean, we didn't even see that one.
Oh, to be fair.
The Sova just appeared. SVSU started deciding that A site's working out for them a bit better than B.
Hey,
At least at the start.
if it works, it works.
It does.
Bit of Saginaw staying behind, making sure to watch the flank here. We'll see maintaining that that escape route a little bit.
The Sky Dog coming out to try and give Spec some information as to where people are. He's tracking to see that angle the Jet was normally sitting, but however, is that someone on the wall in the back? Doesn't matter. Spec takes him out.
Getting in here. His Spec has been flashed about 8 times trying to get onto the site, but does find that kill. Saginaw is up 1.
The op goes down.
Last player standing.
Sky does get picked up by the Sky. It's just going to be Stitch on the top. Does get taken out by Margaret Robbie.
Huge pop-off play there. A bunch of ults coming out on both sides there, and a triple for Margaret Robbie.
Yes, and now looks like Scarlet will manage to keep the op going in the next round. It's going to be a huge credit save.
A little bit tough. That operator is the most expensive weapon in the game for good reason. Most weapons cannot one-shot kill if they hit a headshot.
Can only one-shot kill if they hit a headshot.
Only one gun can kill off of just a body shot, and that is the operator. And that's why it's so strong, because body shots are so easy to kill.
Yes, they are.
Relative to headshots.
We do, however, one good thing coming out for SVSU's Econ is that Spec has the ability to just go Jet ult here, and he's going to be absolutely fine without a gun. Going all the way up, what's this lineup?
Whoa!
That was just the most eco peak battle I've seen, because that was a Jet holding an op and Jet holding just knives. And somehow no one died.
Jet versus Jet violence there.
It's just a bit of friendly fire. We do, however, see the Viper pushing up close. It looks like Scarlet's going to be
ring around the Rosie. Oh no! Oh no, Stitch! Stitch, no! Turn around! No!
Oh no. They're going to be coming up from behind. Yeah, the Viper's going to hit on clear line of sight on 3.
Spike down mid.
Let's get picked up by Mills, though. However, the Sova coming in. One thing Wisconsin does really well. Oh, wait, hold up. There's. Oh no.
Oh, Spec.
Spec, look up. Spec, please.
Spec.
Somehow they just don't know.
What?
I guess, look, now they don't know there's going to be a Jet behind them. There's going to be at least 1 pick, if not 2.
Give me those back.
Yep, there's that. There's a Jet holding it up there.
Last
How he got
player
around it.
standing.
And then there falls just Stitch left.
This now is going to be Stitch checking the peak. The Sova's hiding. That's not a closet. That's a shipping container. Would you see a 3-piece coming up from the side of Wisconsin, though?
A couple of big plays from Wisconsin. A huge ring around the Rosie, basically taking the round.
Oh, just everywhere. Like, no one knows. People walk extremely quietly. You'd think the snow would be crunching a bit more.
You would think.
But I think they finally, took our advice of taking out our earpieces. Otherwise, we would have given them away again.
That we would have. Stitch has got to be kicking himself for that one. That was just an unfortunate timing.
There was like 4 or 5 unfortunate timings that round.
There were a number.
We will easily see the hour drone and does manage to hit 1. So we're gonna know exactly where that Viper is for about all of 3 seconds.
Spec going up on top of the box, trying to take the more aggressive angle here. Peeking around the corner, again, dashing in, trying to get something started here.
Viper goes down.
Spike down B.
This overall coming out from, I believe, just our side, trying to apply some pressure. We do see Spec manage to get a kill on their Sky, and now it's going to be SVSU playing sort of slow game, down 1. Make that down 2, pop coming out from the back line.
Operator going here to try to get out of it. SVSU in general kind of stuck here, only 2 left. Do find 1.
Now it's going to be
Spec and Mills left alive.
It looks like Spec's going to have a hard time trying to get out past this off. He might have to try and cloud burst. He knows they're holding the angle. He's just trying to get out the shot. Oh, that was unfortunate. But now there's a Sky wall in the way. Not a Sky wall, a Sage wall, so he can just walk past if he wants to. But they're going to fight for this. We've got Mills going around.
We'll see. Both teams
30
starting to
seconds
have
left.
the ability to win off this. Down all of our cloudbursts won't be able to make space in that regard.
We're sort of deciding to knock over the Spike. They don't know that he's through. They now know that he's through.
Last player standing.
Here. Going down. Does get everything.
Operator moment.
7-1 for Scarlet.
I'm surprised how long it kept that
Everyone, note
Viper
down your
assist.
observations, then let's run it again.
Yes. That was almost huge for SVSU, but then Spec got caught up by the unlucky Silva Dart, and then called out the flank. They wouldn't have heard him. They didn't know he got there. It would have been over.
Both teams mostly being able to buy. Saginaw Valley is kind of deciding what they want to do, going for somewhat of a half buy, not fully committing on all their players, trying to find something. Going back towards the site. What they've been trying to make work the entire time. We'll see how it pans out. Dog coming out here. Stunning Jesus. Trade dogs. Neither team will have it first round.
You should run.
Saginaw just has not been able to make anything happen on this side of the map. They have gotten the spike down, I believe, twice, once, but really haven't been able to hold on to it. B-side has been a little bit close to that after able to give them plenty enough space. We'll see if it'll manage to get the bomb down, but not without actually losing one. See the stage slow coming into the stage, or the Sova Dart. Almost gets the same. Goes down. Straight out, 1-for-1. Second player. See how it works.
Last player
More
standing.
taking out just slaves left.
Guardian and CD manages almost takes out the jet.
Another 3K coming out for Green Bay.
That is sort of deciding who gets the ult points, giving to the Sova. Yeah, good point. That does put them away from most of it. We do, however, have the Seekers coming out from the side of Wisconsin, and then SVSU almost onto another jet ult.
SV, very much so down in economy at this point, will have to save because they do not have enough to buy full weapons.
It's going to be very... Oh, sorry.
Choosing to grab a couple of playmaking, cheap weapons, try to make something happen. The Sheriff and the Buffalo can get a one-shot to the head. We'll see though.
As long as we don't see those 5 marshals again, we're fine.
Yeah.
My ult's not ready.
We do, however, have an operator just holding the sidelines. It's going to be very hard going for the overboard.
Get out of my way!
Viper wall coming in, make sure that SVSU's not lose pick there. We do see Slade get a pick on the Sheriff, and now it's going to be Spec trying to go back in, looking for a way, just trying to get through this Viper wall.
4-4.
Lava down.
Wisconsin is closing in from all angles.
Yeah, they are.
Coming in.
Nature
Oh,
girl
one comes out
down.
from
Mills
Mills.
makes a
2.
Last player standing.
huge headshot.
Now it's just Jesus. They don't know he's behind him. There's one down. It's just Silva versus the Sky. Sky Seeker's coming out so we can figure out where he is. He's holding close. Now we know exactly where the Silva is. We grab a better weapon. And we managed to take it.
Don't even try me.
Don't die.
Incredible play. Invests the ult, then the flash grabs the weapon and makes the play happen. Huge round for Saginaw.
I like. He had to send out the bird flash as opposed to trying to flip off, like, peek off the bird flash with the marshal. He took the bird flash and then go and grab a better gun.
That is a competitive level play right there.
This is.
That's what that is.
Meanwhile, Mills just fanning himself.
It is
More tough.
maybe a bit too warm, of course,
Yeah.
in Icebox.
Yeah.
Of course.
Obviously.
I suppose with the hat.
Would you ever? Yes, I don't think a hat will solve that.
That's not something ahead.
The Sky Dog does go down. We see Jesus pushing close to this. One kind of fun. Stitch gets a pick on the side and then goes down to the Viper, who's now sprinting back to B site in terror.
You know, you get your one, but then the whole team knows you're there.
Yes.
Maybe changing their mind.
The Sky does get res. Actually, I think they're just looking for a close pick.
No.
It's going to be happening again.
What is Saginaw gonna do?
They aren't going to be checking there. I don't think. Actually, Mills is on the slow rotation. We might lose one here, but that's about it. Mills is coming up. Oh no.
They're
Last player
now
standing.
behind. On all sides,
Yes.
just laid 1v5 here.
Look, I believe him. He gets 2. He's got a Viper pit. He can do it. There's 1. He's gonna try and rotate so he's gonna get picked out, and that's gonna, yeah. There's no way. He had 1 on the below, 1 on the high. Even if he takes out the Sage, he's
Last
then got
round
whatever.
before
What
the
was it? The
switch.
Sky coming from top, I think.
The 1v5 is a hard task.
Yes.
That is for sure. That's not something bad. most players will be able to do that.
But we can always have hope.
Of course.
Yes, and now we're behind them. This is the last round. So we spend all of their credits, buy everything they can carry nothing over. So also, don't be surprised to hear ults getting popped left or right.
Please buy it. Please buy pistols. Please.
Scanning ahead.
No.
They obviously don't have money for this. I keep hearing like a Discord ping in my ear, and I don't know why.
He's coming in with utility. Same setup on 8. Try to get in these as fast as possible. Sending in spec behind it. Try to make something.
Or me see. Oh, okay, managed to call it the op shot. The spec tower does get double flashed.
Spec keeps
This
getting
is
accidentally
fortunate.
runs onto the inside.
Bomb grenade out.
Just a bit. Jet, however, has dropped the op does go down. We see almost 2 picks coming from SVSU. That Sky's gonna be on very low health. Can't heal herself, but can heal her team.
Ditching a nice a good
But it's coming up. However, I think there's one just.
tries to make
We do still have, I believe it is Slade left on the Viper coming up from close, and they aren't going to be ready for him. Because they know that we've got our Sky in.
much else for Saginaw in way of utility here. They have the heal, but that's not
30
gonna help.
seconds left.
I think Jesus is just going to be looking for a pick. Does manage to find one. Slade helping out with that. Slade got the pick though, as it turns out. They don't know that he's holding close. Why would he be? The Silva's about to walk through.
One enemy remaining.
The Viper's there as well.
Attackers win the round.
We got it. And we this would you
Switching
take a
sides.
look at those score numbers.
Hey, I'm not gonna say it. You're not gonna say it. If you know, you know.
I forgot to turn my
If you
camera
don't,
back.
you'll see what we mean. You'll see.
This we will. We do, however, see SVSU going for more of the let's buy guns than utility this round. We've got 4 ghosts and then Spec holding a sheriff. But honestly, I don't think Jet util is needed that much in pistol round.
Not really. Not really. Especially on defense. Jet
Yeah.
offers very little in terms of defensive utility. Can be used to smoke off an angle for a little bit, but not the most useful thing.
I think you already get a cloud burst, right? Or do you have to buy all?
Dash is the ability.
Yes. We do see a full B push besides the Vipers getting sent to Lurk A coming out from Scarlet. SVSU, however, not really covering B directly. Probably going to be sending Slade back to cover from high, but will Scarlet realize that there's no one there to take advantage of this?
We'll see SV spread out towards that half.
Spike
Necessarily have to
planted.
have somebody on to defend a site, but it kind of looks like a little bit of a lapse in judgment here from Saginaw as the free spike plant coming out.
And now we're going to be seeing Scarlet start rotating up mid. We're going to have Stitch and Slade. Spec.
Oh,
Spec has managed to get a kill, so starts going out.
almost making it work there. Does find the kill.
Yes, now SVSU's going to be in a bit of a hard spot. They've got 1 coming from behind, 3 in front. See how they handle this.
Off Mills, out of this angle.
Mills almost getting one through the box. Jesus has managed to take out the other Sky. Goes down afterwards. The
Last
bomb about
player
to start to
standing.
explode. Oh, they got it right in the open.
Oh, that is potentially the hardest thing to defuse.
Yes, because you've got the bombs threatening to take out their pistols. And we see 2 bulldogs coming out from the side of Scarlet. If you've got the money for it, honestly, why not?
Why not? Normally, there's not 1 shot to the head.
3 bulldogs.
5.
Oh, okay, no 2. But it does enough. Yeah,
Unarmored opponents will get 1 shot to the head.
there's 4 bulldogs.
Yeah. What is it, man?
Taking sense.
4 bulldogs in
You know, and also if you burst into someone's chest with bulldog, generally speaking, one of the other 2 bullets will pop up to headshot.
Usually.
Yeah, but no, that is probably one of the most concerning lineups I've seen, just for bonus round.
A lot of utility coming up here.
He's in. He's got it.
Spike
He's got
down.
the Spectre in his hand now. Oh, he got the one with a Spectre. That is
Headshot.
unfortunate.
That should be a lot of damage there.
Yes, the Jet barely gonna be making it out. And now there's some the Viper Smoke trying to finish it off.
I'm out of stuff.
They're trying to find you're on by just about anything.
Stitch does manage to take out the Sky for pushing up a bit too far.
Scanning
He's
ahead.
sending the Silver Dart to give SVSU some more information. And we see the Viper starting to head up mid. Mill's going to be... Oh, they're going up top. Mill's about to go and contest them.
Last player standing.
Oh, all the kills coming out all at once.
That is the Viper from behind.
SV had something
Toxin
cooking there.
screen down.
A little
Oh, they
bit.
did.
Had a couple of kills, had some space, and Wisconsin was playing slow. They actually
Considering-
played early.
Considering the guns and all, actually, I guess Bulldog does make the most sense as bonus round buy pick, because that's technically a viable weapon for the next round afterwards.
That's true. One of the weapons that could conceivably contest a Vandal or Phantom.
Yes, one of the few, honestly.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Let us hunt.
Because it's not a one shoot, but
Yeah.
definitely possible.
It looks like Scarlet is trying to do a strategy to save a few more credits by having their Sky and their Sage not bind and probably bank off picking a gun off a dead teammate, just in case they lose this round.
A strategy I personally would like to see more of.
Yes, we do, however, see much more of a default coming up from Scarlet this time. They've got their Jet going A, 3 going mid, and then it looks like their Sage debating between walking onto B.
Definitely something we didn't see quite as much diagonalized at all. Instead of opting to try to full hit a site and rotate out as needed, we'll see Wisconsin instead spreading out across the map, trying to find where the defense is weakest, and then everybody rotating over there.
Yep, it looks like they've started to decide that A is the hit, and we'll be seeing a few more get sent up there, however, leaving more than enough mid to try and cover any rotates. We are seeing the Viper start to go up top again.
Spec here
Scarlet's-
all alone.
Yes.
It looks like he definitely expects something,
But
although
it
still a lot towards B.
looks like a speck on the map, you know.
Looks like a speck on the map.
Yep, we do, however, start hearing the util coming out from Tempest. They're going in. Skydog coming out to check the one side whilst the Jet flashed on the other.
30 seconds
Ball
left.
goes up as well as the spike.
Spike planted.
I think Spec gets flashed again, though.
They're concussed. Hold out.
Spec finds another one. The Viper going down now. Sky
One
going in.
enemy remaining.
We see 3 picks coming out from SVSU, and now it's just going to be a Jet left.
That'll be a round for SAC.
This is
Make it
very-
4-11.
Very nice engage coming out from both teams. Scarlet first sending the Sky Dog to go and cover the left side. Meanwhile, the Jet Cloud burst onto the right, so they had both sides of the site covered at the same time with all of their engage. And then SVSU following up flash after flash, just keep running into Scarlet once they were down.
That is a little bit more of what Saginaw needs to be doing. They need to be pushing more, a little bit more aggressive, going off of the flashes especially, and fighting as a team, taking the fights in a quick pace altogether. That I think is going to be what they need to do.
We will now be seeing. Well, Scarlet's just going straight back to B. They found out what works. They're going to try it again.
You can call out there from two.
Yes, he has been sending that dart to the same spot every time, but now they know someone's there. They just don't know where, which is going to be a whole lot better for SVSU. We do, however, see Slade is flashed. He's going to be 7 points. They're going to be smashing. Keep going here. Never mind. They were ready for it this time.
Everything coming out here, though Stitch does.
Stitch almost finds 2, but you get actually somehow barely getting hit by any of those bolts. I don't understand how. They're going for the same plant.
Spike
Give it-
planted.
Easy, difficult to try to defuse because it's so out in the
Deploying
open,
drone.
and you're completely vulnerable when you're defusing the bomb.
Once SVSU realizes that that is where they like to plant, they can honestly just blind spray through the Viper wall because they know there's going to be someone behind there. One flaw of their strategy. But if the team never actually puts that together, it's going to be absolutely fine. The rest of SVSU is coming up here. Meanwhile, Mills is taking out the mid.
Last player standing.
It's just going to be Stitch left on site. Got one from behind. Managed to get the Viper.
Feels
He's just got to run. They're pushing onto him. They know he doesn't have time. You know when that.
down. Stitch will go.
Match point.
Will be one loss away from losing the map here. We'll have to put everything on the line. We'll have to keep buying round after round. No more chances for saving.
There will not be.
When you're in
And
a
honestly,
position like this, it might just be worth it to try to get a couple of rounds and just try to figure out a few more of the strategies coming out for the other team. Try to take that information into connection. Information is key in this game, both in the round and across the entire match. Second off,
real.
we'll still
I've got your trail.
Spec already calling out the other Jet. Meanwhile, the Sky, he's just running from it. He's He's gotten the safety. They're just hard pushing on the side. They don't really
You
care.
will not kill my
They're not
ally.
taking any chances. The jet comes out for a res. Meanwhile, SVSU is sort of just trying to figure out what's happening here. Because honestly, I can't even tell. This is what people say when Valorant is just like a game of plates.
Kill coming in with your second.
Last player standing.
Left the line.
He's got a ghost in a dream.
A ghost.
Never
Spike
mind, make that a
planted.
Vandal and a slightly more doable dream. The Sage Wall does go back up, however, the Viper lurking in her own smoke doesn't. She okay.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Mills. The discipline. Oh, Mills.
He gets one, however, the Viper knows he's behind now.
Oh, there. Mills
Attackers win.
said it is time to be Solid Snake.
Well, I think I know what the other Valorant clip's gonna be now.
I think I know.
I think I'm aware.
Oh, I gotta set up my chair. Hold up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're probably going back to caster screen. So one thing that that Scarlet was doing really well. Every single time they would like peek an angle, if they had the manpower to divert to it, they'd have another person peeking with it. Like a really good example is when Stitch was stuck on B site that last round. I know it was 3-1, but they had the Jet going to cover the left side, the Sova coming to cover the right, and then they had the Sage behind both of them with the sight line on either to re-peek depending on which way he went. They're just very, very coordinated on their team peaks.
Wisconsin definitely had the teamwork there, and definitely won a few more gunfights. Kind of the two aspects of the game, and they were shining in both of those. Saginaw Valley did find some victory with a couple of niche strategies there, a couple of strange angles, a couple of interesting setups, and we'll see if
couple
they
of
can take that into
random-
Pearl. We'll see.
A couple of random walking pasts.
Yeah, yep. More than I tend to see in most Valorant games. So that was definitely a lot of fun moments there. Definitely
Yes.
a lot of fun moments.
I think we have
Looks
at
like
least.
the- Oh, go ahead.
I think we had at least 4, if not 5.
That sounds about right. That sounds about accurate. We'll see the players will be taking 5-minute break here in between the games. I
Yep.
believe we'll probably take a quick break ourselves. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a moment with more Valorant.
That we are now time to show you the clips that we've been showing you for the past. And we are back going into Pearl. It's going to be seeing a lot more close quarters, a whole lot different than the wide open expanse of icebox. I mean, obviously the freezer's going to be open. We'll be seeing, it looks like sort of the same team comp. Just a bit, I can't exactly see it. We do have Stitch still in the silver. We see a Neon possibly coming out from the side of Scarlet, which is going to be very interesting. Neon not really getting played very often. I want to see it. Just locked in. No, they went to Killjoy. I had such high hopes. They're all gone now. Dashed in an instant. Meanwhile, in SVSU will be picking up an Astra as our main smoke, and Mills possibly hovering Cypher. Should be very interesting. He does very much like the character. Meanwhile, Cypher's been very niche, and I know if Andrew gets back here, he'll jump into a rant on, well, all of the ins and outs of Cypher, basically. We do, however, possibly see a Harbor coming out from the side of Wisconsin. I know nothing about Harbor. All it is that his smoke has a shield, which is, and get through his wall feels very strange whenever it's going out. Never mind, it doesn't matter if it's an Astra. I know slightly more about that character.
Select your agent.
We will be having Mills still having not selected an agent with 6 seconds counting down on the clock. I know he's sitting in that esports room. He might not be sitting in that esports room, as it turned out. Apparently we're going, but nope, there he goes. Alright. Pearl's a very close quarters map, besides B-Long, which, true to its name, is a very long sight line that normally you just see an operator on. And if there is an operator down there, you just sort of can't contest it at all. You'll see what I mean as soon as we load in the match. But other than that, we're going to be seeing a lot of close angles, probably a good amount of wall shots, and a whole lot of sewers. And if we notice, just looking, if you look at the top left of the minimap, the very left side is the only excruciatingly long hallway that we have. We will be having SVSU on attack to start us off. And going into pistol round. SVSU opting to not spend as much on pistols and aiming more for utility because they are on attack. Generally speaking, defense can normally opt just by guns over utility because they don't need to worry about actually getting in. We will be seeing SVSU hard stacking B. But Scarlet is going to have their Killjoy and Jet set up. It's going to be slightly annoying to push in. Killjoy being an op that is very good at just holding the sight down. SVSU is sort of running straight on. Is that the Killjoy holding super close for some reason? Jet back as Killjoy, probably not expecting to actually make it out of this alive, and indeed does not. It's picking up from Mills. Now it's just going to be Jet. Actually, never mind. Jet does not feel like contesting that. Jet is gone. SVSU is going to get sort of free sight control.
Now has some time set up here. Should be able to set up a solid defense. See Spectre still holding on the backside. That's a lot of space for Saginaw Valley to contain. See Wisconsin trying to make something of it here, but going pretty slow, waiting for the rest of their team to catch up. Trying to hold on to it, does get taken out by Stitch. Crossfire. Spectre going around trying to make it happen.
Not ready yet.
Test point here. It's going down to 19 HP. Now cover him.
Hello?
One enemy remaining.
That'll be the round for Saginaw.
Let's go. SVSU managing to take pistol round rather convincingly, especially after that first hard push on the B where the Killjoy utility that had been set up to hold the sight down didn't really matter because they were holding very close. We have enough for a Vandal?
A couple balance patches. When a defender is essentially utility will go away once that.
Gun here.
It'll be sitting there, but it just won't be usable. It'll be a sad reminder of what could have been.
It's very sad.
Yes, SVSU once again going for B, and meanwhile the Killjoy, however, deciding to not be holding right up next to the pillar.
Saginaw will have very much the range advantage down B long here. You see Wisconsin stacking up, trying to contest.
Wisconsin sort of just has to accept the fact that Saginaw's going to be holding that. But you see Mills getting a pick on the hard alert because they weren't expecting him to be holding mid. Who would?
See,
I would say.
gets in mid here. Might see some clash, some contest.
Mills is just there to make sure that they don't manage to flank the Ostrich, so we stuck back on the side of Scarlet Tempest. And they're just going to be spamming out that jet. Mills managed to get a pick. Almost, there it is. That's 2 for Mills on hard flank, and there's just going to be 3 left on Scarlet's side. Meanwhile, 5 on Zang.
Does have the ability. Ooh, this is good. Really tough. Stage does find one.
Revealing area.
Here comes over.
Just gonna get flashed by the bird though. He wants that
enemy
mantle. You
remaining.
can tell. Slade does manage to get the pick. It's just gonna be the
30
jet. Never mind. He's running with the ghost. Yeah, he's running with the ghost.
Stage fine for the kill there.
Do any of them remember the Vandal sitting back sight? No.
Nope. Did nobody grab that? Oh,
No one grabbed that. Yep. We're on the next round. 2 on the side of Saginaw. We're definitely a momentum team. I've said this literally every week, I think, but it's true.
Yeah. Once you get the snowball rolling, it's a mental thing. Just keep going, keep going, keep going.
The snowball's a bit late. We missed our chance for that in the freezer.
Man, that melee is so cool. That is such a cool sword.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's giant. It is massive.
We
From the tiny little box cutter,
yeah.
the toy knife. But meanwhile, going back in, SVSU sending a bunch of utilities sort of try and fight. Well, speaking of spam,
Oh man. Hey, no.
yeah, if it works, we're not gonna use that entire clip. We do see Mills going down on the flank, and we do, however, still have Jesus. They might be able to catch this one Killjoy rotating from B.
We'll see. I'm not sure about these ankles here.
The bot will be alerting them. Sadly, so now Mills just sort of has to go the other way. The Ostrich Star is coming out immediately in response.
They're ready for it. They are ready
Yes,
for it.
but they might not be ready for Jesus peeking from the other angle. I don't even know if that's going to open up. It does.
Oh no, Jesus gets a shot from Sky.
It was a very nice flick. A very unfortunate bird flash coming out straight on the spec.
Last player standing.
My ult is ready.
Huge spray through the smoke there.
30
Sky
seconds
managed to
left.
just drop their 4th.
Hey, instead of reloading,
He's decided he wants to reload. He wants the skin back. He does have the spike, however, so he can just hard rotate B. And I think it's going to be his only. He's just got to hope there's no one watching.
14 seconds left on the
Yeah.
clock. Gotta push up here. Everybody's in a line.
He might
10
be trying to
seconds
save. I
left.
think he's just trying to save. I think
Might
he's
be a
deciding it's not worth it.
This might be a save.
This is just a back up and save.
Could go for the dark, but then kind of alerts everybody
You know,
quiet. Everybody,
They're all just sort of accept. Like, look at how many of their sight lines are just crossing over each other.
yeah.
Look, they do such a good job of covering everything they can.
Not letting any gaps. Player might have an off moment. Might be looking for something else. Need to hold an angle. I have two people at an angle. That's huge. That's huge.
And then even after they have a chance, they had 2 people holding the angle, and then they had a 3rd holding the off angle that would have been the angle that the 2 people couldn't see. They were just ready.
Solid play there from Wisconsin.
Yes. We do see they like to stack more. Actually, never mind. They stack 2A, 2B, and then have their Austria in the middle, because Austria can just sort of play the game from anywhere on the map.
Nowhere to run!
Why? Mills is always on the flank. He's instead watching the flank. We'll see Saginaw Valley pushing in here with all their aggressive, the initiators and the duelists getting in here, and Cypher's situation like this.
I know exactly where.
Now, I believe our Cypher gets a free upload because he just got a pick, so SVSU is going to have all of the information as to where.
Wisconsin is at.
Thank you. I keep forgetting what their name is for some reason.
It's okay.
This does. We do see our Austria going down through the wall, and the Bulldog, once again, it's a very. I feel like it's just underrated as a weapon. But also, if you have the option of Vandal Phantom, you don't need it. The Seeker's coming up from the sky, however, going to be alerting Scarlet to where
One
it's
enemy
advantage
remaining.
dodge the flash. We see Spec getting a kill on the jet. Now it's just going to be this guy trying to have a peek from height on this pincer angle. Oh, the Spec's just going to be holding the
Last player
bomb. Does not
standing.
matter.
And
Looks like
at
I
the same
was the
time,
stronger
finding the
one.
kill, Saginaw goes up 3-1.
We do a very nice teamwork coming up from SVSU. did not try and take the 1v1s like we might have in the past. We do, however, see Scarlet being forced to save round this time.
I got enough time to go into the Astral Fall?
Look at the little frenzy.
That weapon is such a weapon. It's such a tool.
It either does everything or does nothing.
It's so boomer bust. I don't know why. Honestly, there are fights where I'd rather have a frenzy over like a phantom.
I mean, if they're right in your face, what's Phantom gonna do? Kill him with 3 shots?
4.
Fair enough. Spec, meanwhile, managed to find the one-tap headshot to the Jet, taking down our 4-1.
Mills on
And
the
meanwhile, Mills still on the flank. They were a bit done with him. There was anger in that shot.
3 on the flank here. SVSU and Wisconsin kind of will switch sides as Wisconsin pushes from attack or spawn.
Look, sometimes defenders just gotta play attack, but actually, Spec's gonna be seeing all of them going through. He just spotted them, and now we're gonna be seeing SVSU start to roll back.
I need concealment!
They were not ready for a defense setup. We'll see.
They were ready for a defense setup, just not from their spawn. We do, however, see Spec trying to go for a jump peek. They're just gonna try and stick to the
One
dude.
enemy remaining.
Did not work out. Spec getting 3 headshots.
Saginaw Valley 4K. Beautiful stuff.
Just a peek tap, peek tap, peek tap.
Clean stuff.
And now he's gonna have knives ready in case things go awry. Or for whenever the save round comes up.
It does seem Mills is the one saving.
Yes, I think Slade might just be, Slade Spec might just be dropping the gun. Nope, never mind, there's the Phantom.
There it is. There it is.
Now Mills realizing that they're gonna be slightly more ready for his flank this time and might be playing a bit more passive. They might just go into A. Nope, yeah, slightly more passive.
We see 3 on this angle here. Defenders there, it's not gonna matter because Spec has.
You are divided!
Oh,
Yeah, you see, he has no. He's going straight into their back line. He does not care if he dies here. He's got more than enough for next round. The Ostrapole coming out. And it's just gonna be Spec. Blocking the back line. A Sharkdart comes out from Stitch. Yep, with all the utility sort of just enabling him to go and do whatever he wants.
Obscuring vision!
The Ostrapole does go down.
Down goes Stitch. Alive, here comes the fade.
They're gonna know he's there, but it doesn't really matter. He's popping the ult.
Last player standing. Can't use concussing it! One enemy remaining.
Slade didn't know this kill was coming from the right side.
That will
Almost finishing it out.
very close. Very close.
Yes, Spec got to go absolutely ham that round because every single util from SVSU was just following him. We had Ostra Smokes going with him. We had a Skybird behind him. They could not properly see that jet once.
That was absolutely obscene things coming out. Spec finding the 3K, putting 9. Right? He wanted. You could tell. He wanted the 8.
From the ace.
We'll have an op. Wisconsin will be able to keep that into the next round.
We're giving it to the Sky this time, however, as opposed to the jet.
Rise and bring glory!
Intriguing.
Look, sometimes you just have your off game. This might be one of the Jet's off games.
This might be.
Need that back!
Because they were hitting everything last game. We do, however, see that the operator is being forced away from the B long sight line, and my audio is also half a second behind.
A long again. Come here. Get the I believe. Black is coming in, lots of utility. Spec
So
will manage to slowly push in on the right.
almost managed to get one with the off. It was just a bit of overkill, you know.
It happens. It happens.
How much damage does that op headshot actually do? Anyways, SVSU is starting to rotate.
200, I believe.
Only?
Something like that.
Alright then. I thought it was just like base headshot multiplier for guns.
Each gun has a different multiplier.
Okay. But SVSU sort of going for a wide rotate, trying to send a few people up mid, not realizing there's a fade sitting right past the angle. Stitch sending out the dart, maybe, never mind, near the fade. Stitch is just walking away.
30 seconds left.
Trying to find a little sneaky entrance behind to the other team.
that they are deciding to go away from the cage. Did their jet pop knives? Slay, meanwhile, I forgot, is still on B.
Last player standing. Spike down mid.
Just looking for pick. They did pop knives. Jet almost
The little indicators on the top show who has ult. They're highlighted in yellow, or if they're using it, it's highlighted in blue. The names across the top.
understood. I saw the jet like walking past, arms raised, and I was like, that looks like knives, but I don't know why they would have popped knives. We will be seeing SVSU going for a sort of save round, a semi-save, and then Vandal.
F1, the hero Vandal from Spec. Definitely the person you want to have a hero Vandal right now.
Diop going right back to the jet, and SVSU will be going to A. They only have the Killjoy set up on A with the Fade working mid. This might be slightly difficult for Scarlet if SVSU hard pushes this. However, all of the Killjoy util just going straight up mid. Super annoying.
Taken out.
I think
SVSU gets to push up pretty far.
I'm not going to be surprised if the Killjoy starts putting. Yep, there it is. Swarm grenades just going to be cutting off that sight line avenue entirely.
This is definitely a very narrow choke point here. Really tough to get through. You have to funnel through. Can be really difficult to not just get sprayed down as you go through.
Stitch sort of all the way alone on A, and SVSU might be rotating B, realizing that they probably only left one. I really thought that was an enemy walking into the courtyard for a second.
We'll see Stitch going, flanking around. Coming back from the other angle.
We have three of us stacked on B doors at mid plaza.
Slow rotation. Expectations from space.
But meanwhile, Scarlet is not taking the slow rotation, seeing that SVSU on the move and then trying to get to a point where they can stop them. However, they do lose the fade because of
30
that.
seconds left.
It's going to be someone.
All the way behind at this point.
Yes. We've flip-flopped the site being controlled twice, if not 3 times. I think 3 times.
Nowhere to run!
Oh, this should be tough at this point.
10
They might have
seconds left.
to spike down. And it's back. Oh, yep.
He didn't get detained, he got destroyed.
I see.
That or the Killjoy went down.
Oh, I believe the Silva.
Yes.
Well, 3-3 here. Wisconsin's ready to push on, though.
Is it going to be yet another coming out of the smoke into just something? This hurts.
No. Oh, yes.
Yep. Oh,
Last player
anything but a
standing.
classic.
Fortunate.
Literally anything but a classic.
One more bullet.
One enemy remaining.
Sky.
Tries to, oh, so close there from Stitch. Finds one, but not enough bullets.
If it was anything but the classic.
If it was anything.
So those they do, however, keep the op one more round for Scarlet.
Well, 4 tied it up at this point. Great game we got ourselves here. Both teams should be able to hold on.
1 second, peeps.
A
I gotta
full
visit the
round
Astro
on
to
both
play some
sides.
stars.
This is definitely the what decides who's the better team right here. This is where it all comes to a head.
This is SVSU. Oh, it's 4-4. It's all tied up. I feel like you literally just got done saying that.
I did.
But yep.
It happened.
We usually search the lineup. Oh, never mind. That's just a hole in the wall.
It's kind of a lineup.
Yeah.
Shooting.
I wouldn't be able to hit it. The sky. Spec. Oh, never mind.
Oh, they're running.
The Fey dogs are out in force.
They're running.
He's taking that angle whilst decayed marked, and it didn't matter. None of the status condition. The status effects hurt. Stitch got a knife? Wait a minute.
What?
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 Where?
Oh no.
What happened?
Need to find some way.
What if he's just running around with the sword?
Huh?
Scanning ahead.
The madman.
How did the... Where was he?
That's
flight.
That is the Valorant captain. You owe him a cookie now. You put it out last match. You owe him a cookie. You said whoever gets a knife kill gets a cookie.
Oh, that was for the last match.
That was the last match of this match. You're telling me this man's first game of the season he gets a knife kill. You're not gonna get him a cookie.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, Scarlet Tempest starting to slow rotate mid, coming up from attacker spawn. It looks like they might not have enough. Oh, that is a dirty camera angle.
Headshot.
Meanwhile, Spec already taking out the other jet. There's gonna be 2 left on the side of.
One enemy remaining.
Never mind, none. Spec gets 4. Just none left.
Flawless round for the Hexagon.
It is.
Well, they just out the operator.
I do. We need to get this. Ask this main where that knife was.
I
have to know what happened.
I don't know if Bunny is in the room right now.
He is in the room.
Tell Stitch he's got himself a cookie. Probably in between games.
Yeah, in between rounds, maybe.
That might be, yeah.
Not like at the switch, at the very earliest.
Scanning ahead.
You can do a whisper message where only Stitch sees it.
Do you really want to take that chance? Meanwhile, we see Stitch trying to challenge the Fade. Our jet coming up from the corner. Just get taken out. The Fade dog going on the wrong side. Stitch managed to get the kill. And then the frenzy spraying into the smoke.
Huge attack as they push into mid, trying to make something happen on the safe round.
This is starting to feel slightly more like a Call of Duty match for this round, not gonna lie.
That
The
is
mean
like,
the Sky Dog, stunning the Sky Dog. Alright then. Seekers do come out and manage to find 1, I believe. Well, it's a dog-eat-dog world.
that it is.
And do we have the spike?
Where is everyone hiding?
Oh, a free cipher. So now SVSU can get to know exactly where they can go. They see where most people aren't, and they're going to be setting up that Astro Wall on B. It's going to be so annoying for Scarlet to try and get through. The jet does get there early, though. So it makes SVSU lose a good bit of space.
30 seconds left.
And I can hear the geese outside the window. We're going to have to close that. Running through the smoke option and locked in.
Spike down, B.
I have the
That
spike.
weapon is so good.
We're going for the exact same plan. We got this. This time, you can't
Spike
miss.
planted.
Just gets flashed, though.
Shot down.
Shock dart lineup.
Almost.
Shot down.
Just managed to find one in the back. We're going to ignore the shock dart. He just immediately got. How does he know? How does Mills know?
Flank. Oh, one on the flank here. I don't know if they're ready. Time's ticking down.
I think they're ready.
I don't know.
You see the Austral, he gets 2.
Mills!
And now this wall is going to just work against Scarlet. It doesn't matter if they've got 2 1 coming up. Killjoy's going to possibly take out Stitch here, but even if they do, they've got to walk through the wall.
That'll be huge for Mills with a 3K. If that's not a cookie, I don't know what is. Bunny, don't tell him that. Don't tell
Look,
him.
you deserve that fanny of yourself after that one. Andrew is giving out cookies left and right.
I'm gonna they're like $8.
That they are. I just like grab something from the C store. They won't know.
Oh yeah.
You never specified what.
Yeah.
Just like hand Stitch a honey bun one day and just be like, you did good. Don't say anything else.
Oh, mate. I haven't had cookies tonight.
Smash Team Baking. The offer is still up there. Anyways, going back to the match. We do see a Sky Flash come out, and SVSU pushing hard. The Fade almost gets the head taken off. Just gets a pick. Sky going down, Spec through the wall.
Make me want to play Valorant. This right here.
Also, I forgot. Gecko.
Right here.
But once the round's over, we do see Stitch coming out with the ult. It hurts to know there's absolutely no one behind that wall, but Mills does get a pick. He somehow got someone on the 3rd one, though.
Mills has got his team back right there.
Is that an Ostra about to come from the Ostra?
One
In
enemy
spawn?
remaining.
Yes, it is. Slade managed to get the pick. And now it's just going to be the jet left.
This is looking like a completely different game at this point. Saginaw has the initiative, has the control. Not as dominant as last match for Wisconsin, but
That is
in terms of rounds, but certainly in terms of.
so close.
Oh,
Look.
Slade, you were that close. Do it
Slade,
again.
look, just do it again. We believe in you.
Do it again.
Come on, put the earpiece back in.
Oh, put the earpiece in.
We know you guys
Last
have it. Oh,
round
that was
in the
just
half.
that was a funny cipher. It's just like, hey, look, the spike's here. Come hither. But I swear, there's just like a psychic connection of whenever they're sneaking and we forget to stop yelling, they hear us.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It's the cast.
Yes. Commentator's curse.
Of a sort.
Stream's just up on one of their like other monitors, ignoring the fact that we have literally a 5-minute delay on. It's 2.5 rounds. Spec already gets a pick. Let's just break down the Stitch man to find trade. 3 coming up from SVSU right off the bat.
We'll be going up 4-2 in the round right now.
One enemy remaining.
Stitch managed to find 3. Will he find the 4th? He's running with a nice
Revealing
gallery.
area.
Is that a line? Will that hit?
Is that a lineup?
That will.
It hit. He
That's
knows.
crazy. That's
He has the knowledge. It's just, I think the Killjoy is just sort of accepting fate at this point.
At
Never
this
mind, they're
point,
hard rotating around.
saving
Like,
one
look at how large that knife is. And by knife I mean sword, but like, you know, close enough. It's gonna be Slade holding an angle through the box. Everything's made of paper on this map, don't forget.
Good point.
Enemy was
Oh, Slade. The
Barely even.
reaction times.
I can't tell if that was because we're on 30 FPS or if Slade is
Switching
actually just
sides.
that cracked, but he barely appeared on our screen before he got shot.
Could be a little bit both. A little bit both.
Yes. Sending back to the pistol round. That was the last round and a half.
In this reality.
We're going to be seeing SVSU opting for, once again, more of the gun-heavy focus, because on defense, they don't need to worry about utility. What's Jet going to do? Dash into the enemy team?
Oh yeah.
There's the lineup. Or is he just going through a window again?
That is a window. Yes.
Alright. I'm going to see
like
him, like,
you.
suddenly aim at the ground with 2 bounces lined up. Do his 360 and then shoot the arrow, like, half charge. And it's going to land exactly on a default plant spike.
Going to land on an attacker's head.
Yep. But you see Scarlet doing sort of the same thing SVSU did, hard rushing B, sending the Killjoy up mid, try and stop any sort of hope of rotation SVSU might have had. But we do, however, have Slade. If we can go back to B site, we do have Slade situated up mid.
Lots
Going
of
into
fighting.
That they are. We do see the Frenzy getting another pick. Knows his pick onto the Killjoy. Molly Moon goes down on. Nope. Anyways, the Frenzy gets another pick.
Right now, Spec finds one huge hit there. For another. Trying his best
Almost
to
gets
find
another.
A lot of damage.
The Ostra. Oh, never mind. Sky Heal. That's right. But now this guy doesn't have a gun out. And Jesus gets the pick through the wall.
What is that? The third one this match? Just
I
crazy
know.
headshot through the smoke.
Look, RNG's bound to hit something.
That's true.
And they did tap the spike plant. Once again, this is going to be a very surprise.
That's done.
Yeah, that's the one advantage of having 2 people. Well, not one advantage. There's a lot of advantages of having a second person in a gunfight, but that is definitely an advantage. You can't double tap both of them.
Yeah,
You can choose one, and then the other is going to react.
pretty much. Pretty much.
It is.
We'll see. Second will have the Marshals on hand. Again, Marshals normally will not one-shot unless it's to the head. But if the opponents have 0 armor, then it does do 101 to the body.
This goes here.
So we'll see. This is
it's-
definitely where Cypher shines. Cypher
it's-
has that ability to hold a whole bunch of angles towards mid there. Nobody has to watch that now.
Look, Marshall is just that we have an operator at home.
Yeah.
And Skydog pretty pushing up. Stitch almost gets a pick onto the fade, and we're just gonna be seeing Sky Heal coming out to try and, you know, solve that. Valorant, it's not a game that has actual healers. No, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. We're not going there yet.
We're not there. In between rounds. In between.
That's for the in between.
Oh, and Gecko.
Oh yes, and Gecko, the Pokemon trainer. We do see they're just deciding to go. They're debating. They don't know where they want to go. They're sort of clumped in mid. It's like watching a hive mind.
It's tough. Where do you go from there? At this point, they don't necessarily know what space they have. They don't know where Saginaw is. They didn't get a lot of information.
If
So
they
we-
turn, oh my gosh.
Holy cow.
Slade managed to find one, even though that option was missed. Spec finds another. 3.
One enemy
Well, if there's
remaining.
more, he finds a third through the wall. It's just paper. Everything's paper. The walls are jello.
You're insane, Spec.
Keep in mind,
30 seconds
Marshall
left.
is not a close-ranged gun.
Nope. Not at all.
It's just a walking a bit forward for the heal. It's gonna be the Ostra. She doesn't even have the spike. She's gonna come through the rapid. Meanwhile, there's Mills right on headshot.
There goes. There goes. Mills with the clean follow-up there.
And his like okay. The sword is absolutely amazing. I'm all for the Oni sword. but it is
Love that.
massive.
It is huge. They are called knives. Technically melees, but you know, it's always been referred to as a knife. In this game, very different than CSGO. You got full swords, huge hammers,
I think CS:GO has some nice ones though.
some large ones.
Some nice ones. I don't know about size. I think the largest they might have is a hatchet, but don't quote me on that. I don't touch that game.
That's fair. We'll see
We do
T-Ball
have-
coming out here
yeah.
for Wisconsin as they spread out, trying to find holes in the defense. Just playing
Spec
slow.
being just outside of that fade, and also being slightly above the Astra smoke. This might not turn out too well. The fade almost getting caught out right there by the Marshall. Flicking just a bit too far. Gonna happen again? What? It feels like she has an op. That's not an op. But she's taking angles like she has an op. We do see the phantom taps coming through the wall. It's all Jello. I will stand by this. Spec, Stitch, don't do it again. Don't knife someone.
Do it.
All right, we do have our CSVSU.
Second cookie. That's another cookie.
It's one cookie per knife,
And probably per ace. You know, we can extend it to an ace. At some
and
point.
you're at some point. I think you already have one to do then.
Nah.
Didn't we get an ace this? At some point, that's what the qualifier is there for. Meanwhile, Scarlet's finally starting to push onto the site. Pretty much utility, and Slay's gonna be just walled off from the sight line entirely until that goes down. Stitch also just sort of waiting up
Right
there.
here.
They're probably playing for
30
recontest at this
seconds
point.
left.
Yeah.
Like,
Realize they can't force a contest. Stitch does get caught out when the Astra smoke goes down. Like us, meanwhile, we'll see going down as well. It's just going to be Mills and Slade left. Mills chilling on the height. They know he's there, but they don't know exactly where. Another Astra smoke. This is going to be entirely invalidating the sideline, and he's picked up the frenzy. So it's another one.
let's go.
I've got your trail.
Trying to make Mills, trying to make things work here.
Mills most likely going to go for this.
Sentinel, that's a defensive agent. Push onto his site.
Guy. Mills finds a third.
Last player standing.
He almost takes out one. And then it's going to be the round going to Scarlet 5-10. SVSU leading.
You have plenty of
Could be-
time.
Solid stuff here.
Here
Sagon has
now.
kind of held their own for the majority of this game. But we're now a little bit seeing Wisconsin pushing back here.
Yes, unless here's what I suggest. Unless Icebox was their map pick, maybe we trade out the freezer for Pearl.
Maybe we just stop going icebox ever for any reason. It doesn't work.
It works.
doesn't work. If you're a regular,
It works 100% of the time that it does work.
Consume it.
It's just not.
Like those games that we pop off on the freezer. Anyways, coming up from mid, Slade can be a slightly unfortunate angle here if they both decide to go on. But meanwhile, we're sending Jesus just straight up. This is no longer your space to push. We are now playing attack. This is our spawn. That's what we're saying.
This is.
Jesus is about to get
Love to see on defense here. Getting aggressive.
Jesus is about to get into a fight with the Killjoy. If it looks like that or they're just going to be playing around, he could manage to get the headshot almost immediately. Slade about to have an Oscar coming up to his right. How are we done?
Training 1-to-1.
And then he's holding the angle of the sky. Coming out. The Fade Dog body blocks the
Standing
bullets.
Whoa!
We're using another pick.
Whole rotate out here does look a little bit of damage to the wall.
Yep, we will have Spec holding his B site, getting ready for Scarlet to be pushing on hard. Never mind, they're taking this slow as soon as they get there. Oh no, he's walking away.
Dragon
He
was
doesn't know.
going B, but then they stopped rotating there and started going back towards mid.
We've sort of fallen back to a default because we don't know where they
30
are.
seconds left.
Now we know they're on B. We see immediately we start snapping.
Enemy kill.
Spec managed to find one, he's just getting out. He got that pick, he's gonna wait for the recontest until his teammates are there.
It's a little bit hard to ask trying to take out all of them at once. Really, really smart play there.
He almost caught someone.
Spike
At a
planted.
random dart. Spec, how did he get up there? Managed to find one with the jet knives. Offshore wall coming up is going to be slightly annoying for SVSU to try and push through this. However, I think this guy's holding on the other side of it. Never mind. Oh, they can't hear anything. Cloud dash is out.
Last player standing. One enemy
It's going to be
remaining.
Mills versus... SVSU does manage to lose the round, but honestly, those are some amazing plays from both sides. I don't know how Spec got up there. That's a
No.
beautiful offshore wall.
What?
And then also, yeah, also the flick to Mills, and then no, it wasn't to Mills. It was whoever Pete was, and then back to Spec.
Oh man. Oh,
Just beautiful. Unless the person that peeked close was taken out by this guy, then that just goes to show that they really are just covering every angle that they physically have.
we'll see. Saginaw Valley at this point very much so low in econ. We'll have to save for the next round. Expect to get aggressive off the bat here.
We got sort of all in there. Same thing with Stitch. SVSU doesn't really have anything to lose here. Worst case, they lose the round. Let's see if we can get some picks out of it.
A couple of hard
Spec taking the
back.
just a few head taps past the box. That's going to be all it needs. There's quick already coming up from SVSU. Doesn't even lose that much health in the process.
Pushed up here. We'll see.
Enemy tag.
Sending the owl in. Now we know. If the Jets
See what the third is.
if only had. I wonder if the turret's going to move once the dart's gone. You know? We do see the fake pushing up close. Managed to find Stitch with the knife out.
Here with the stinger.
It doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh.
He just pops.
Recovering it.
Jesus didn't pop Seekers, right?
I don't believe.
Can you tap tab for a second? He did. Okay, he tried to.
You can see it's highlighted up there.
Yes. I see it's ever so slightly highlighted. We do see another target coming hit.
30 seconds
Meanwhile,
left.
Spec now knows that the Killjoy is there. The did not go out on the peak though. Now it comes out from the side. Oh, that Jet's still alive. That was the Killjoy that died elsewhere. Slade holding this angle with a judge. Not a judge, as a sheriff. Pretty close. Both law enforcement officers. Scarlet Temps managed to get onto site. Mill's still holding the camera.
10
They don't know.
seconds left.
They don't know he has a sight line there.
Oh no, they have no clue. Oh,
One
All the
enemy
information
remaining.
doesn't matter. He gets picked off. Slade managed to find pick on the opposite angle though.
Last player standing.
They didn't plant.
who cares? Who cares if everybody dies? One
If everyone dies, we already didn't buy guns for that round anyways.
That's a win for Saginaw. Gets the thrifty. Like,
is-
I don't believe it actually showed up.
They did not.
That's a thrifty in my heart.
Purple
That
girl out with
was honestly the best round for us to have won and then lost all the people like that, because we didn't buy anything going into that round. We had no, on paper, we had no right to win that round, but they pulled it out.
That is a huge win for Saginaw. Not only 2 more to finish off the game.
And now Scarlet's forced to save this round, so it's going to be possibly closer to 1. They do, however, have the hero vandal still, because that one person is stacked on cash apparently. We are going to be seeing the Killjoy going up mid. Slade might be able to get an angle here.
And find through the boxes there.
And that's going to be enough to scare off the Killjoy. Scarlet's sort of just playing it slow, trying to figure out where SVSU is. They're not realizing there's only 2 on site, really 1. Spec barely misses that. And he's probably just going to have to run. You know, he's up there, the Astra's just going to keep smoking it off every time.
We'll see, using that utility, Astras are
Spike
very
planted.
good at stopping fuses and messing with an attacking team trying to push in here. Spike
Yes.
will go down.
Face your fear!
We'll need to push in here. Fado coming out here.
However,
See,
Spec,
that'll give Wisconsin a huge advantage.
it's what Spec managed to dodge it in the corner. They might not know he's there. The Astra wall goes out, so SVSU's sort of cut off half of Scarlet's team. Knowing all the Seekers have him behind sight.
Spike's
Slade.
gotta hope that nobody comes through that wall.
That they do, Stitch managed to find one in the back, make that 2.
One enemy
SVSU
remaining.
finds 3 picks, just 1 left, just the Killjoy behind the Astra wall.
Someone's gotta defend someone else to hold it.
They've got 3, they don't need to worry about it. Now he's just looking at him. This is more than enough time to spare.
Huge win for Saginaw. Only 1 round left to take
It
it.
is 6 to 12.
Match point.
Scarlet Tempest no longer has time to save because honestly, they don't have a round to lose. Gonna be seeing a forced buy coming out and barely any shields. One with a Spectre and a light shields. The rest with rifles and one deciding that rifle is better than shields. Never mind. Sells some utility apparently.
Right there.
Full
We will be
buy here
seeing-
from Saginaw. That will be the advantage for them. We'll see how it plays out.
Yes, they are. They want to make sure that Scarlet does not have. They could play it slow and try and save, but they want to make sure Scarlet does not have a round to get their econ back in case they win.
Or a very aggressive push off the bat, trying to find an early camera, but that is where Wisconsin was trying to be, trying to play.
That is, and we're going to be seeing 3 of them coming up on that corner. And it's going to be sort of a much faster push. Never mind. Every time they do this, they hard push to the corner. Set up the Killjoy because they took all of that space. Did not see that coming for some reason. Should have probably. Slade managed to find a pick on the Astra though. He's just eating so much of that swarm.
Deploying drone.
Does still have the dart. Does manage to find one there. That looked like
It was through the box. It was just through the box.
Oh yeah.
Nora does find Slade, and now he's pulling up on FSU, almost getting the pick through the wall, but now they know he's there. Another 2 coming out. Oh no, he knows he's there. He was so close.
Spike planted. I've got your
Boom
trail.
almost brought it to him. Seeker's coming. He's got to know he's in that corner.
Oh, they.
However, deciding to take out the jet first. Those are the side he doesn't need to worry about it.
Out.
If this guy.
One enemy remaining.
And it actually is now. Sky's the only one left. 2 on SVSU. Stitch 25 life in the green. Jesus taking the beat first. He pulls out the knife.
Oh my God! Oh my God! And Stitch finds the kill amongst the flashes.
Amongst the everything.
Map 2.
And it is. Now we will be going. I
Defenders
think Fracture
win.
is the last one, so we are going to have absolutely no idea what's happening because of every angle. But however, SVSU showing that they really pulled ourselves together and managed to. We did most everything as a team that round. Started winning, like, I think every one of our 50-50s, and also look at that scoreboard.
Oh man! Now
It
that's
is-
what I call an even game.
Yes, going just checkered out, not checkered out, polka dotted all the way down, striped. That's the right word.
There, yeah, stripes.
Yeah,
There it
I
is.
don't know why I forgot about
Saginaw
those.
Looked way more confident with their gunfights there. Looks like they had much better control over when they were taking their fights and at what angles. They were finding their headshots. They were finding their movements in between sprays and whatnot. Looked a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable. That was definitely a Saginaw Valley. That was their element. They
Yes.
seemed to be ready for that there.
That they were.
We'll see.
Working out a bit better than Icebox. Meanwhile, Scarlet Tempest was having a bit of trouble trying to figure out where they wanted to go off rotations, and they were still doing really good as playing as a team. But past that, once they end up, because a lot of the time they'd get to a point where they have a bunch of space, but they aren't on site yet, and then they'd freeze, giving SVSU more than enough time to rotate over and be prepared.
Wait, Stitch.
Wait, Spec.
Stitch, come back.
But what happened with the knife? He's gone already. What happened with the knife?
Stitch, you get a cookie.
No, I don't
Yes.
think they can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you, Stitch.
We can hear you. The stream cannot hear you.
Stitch, you get a cookie. You get a cookie for the knife.
Where were you? Okay,
Bit of
his
a-
motivation.
For anybody who can't hear Stitch, we're getting the scoop on the knife.
Yes. So
those who
for
cannot
the
hear Stitch, we're getting the rundown on the knife. He was waiting in a corner. Somebody went around the corner, was not watching, and Stitch got the knife.
yes,
If I can
sometimes
quote as directly, I got a $53 knife and I wanted to get a kill with it.
he's got a point. Look, if you
From
buy the
his mouth.
if you spend that much money on it, you got to use it.
Well, that will be the Saginaw Papa John's cookie, not sponsored, for Stitch. We'll
You-
come back for soon break.
You had your chance of like going to grab something from the C store. You chose the expensive option.
I chose no. It deserves it. It was
Fair
a good
enough.
knife. It
Fair
was a
enough.
good knife.
We almost forgot to talk about Gecko.
Gek.
Yes,
The new
he's
agent
just a
of the game.
Pokemon trainer.
So
He has
for those not in the loop, new agent announced. I believe he is out right now. Like you can play him or something.
yes.
But
came out literally
he's so
today.
funny. He has 3 little goopy dudes.
He's got 4.
4 goopy dudes, and he just sends them out. They can do something. They'll be like a flash or like a kind of molly.
He's got
And
a
then
flash.
when they do their ability, they just sit on the ground, the goopy little guys, and then you can pick them up and use them again.
So he has
It's so funny.
he has a molly. He has a screen, sort of like a blooper from Mario Kart, goes straight over your screen. He then also has okay, but he has an actual flash. Oh no, Wingman is a concussed, not a flash.
Yep.
I keep forgetting. So yeah,
He
he's
is a
got
dude
a
who can plant and defuse the spike,
yes, and
as
he
well
also
as concuss.
he also just like kick flips off the walls,
Yes,
and then-
Wingman can plant or defuse the spike.
and then for his ultimate, he has what is basically a sky dog, but it has KJ detain. So if you get hit with it, you are detained for 5 seconds, which means you
Literally.
don't get to play the game.
You can
And you
like
get to stay
move
there.
very slowly, but you can't use your abilities or shoot.
And the scariest part about this entire operator, he can pick up his utility. He can pick it back up and use it again.
He can,
He can
do it
use his
again.
ult twice in a round, just casually, if he manages to grab it.
Oh, I didn't know about the ult. I just assumed
Yes,
that they
he can
couldn't.
pick up the ult as well, and we will be going
that's
straight
insane.
back into the map.
We'll see
on Fracture.
You're not often picked. I don't believe I've seen it from Saginaw's A team this semester yet. So
No,
should
we
be
have not.
interesting.
Look, we actually, we have a neon. They have a neon. There is a neon.
This is something we haven't seen in a long time. Neon has not been in the meta for a hot second here.
I don't think
Not
she's in the
necessarily a
meta
bad
now.
agent, but we'll
It's
see.
just-
This is her map.
It's the same issue that Phoenix has. It's not a bad agent. There's just always something better.
Yeah, why pick Neon when you can pick something else?
Yes, why pick neon when you can fit Jet?
has the ability to run at like twice the speed of everybody else as one of her abilities, which means Neon can rotate around the map very, very quickly. Of course, you can't
Also-
shoot while you're doing this. You can't shoot while moving, so it's really just for moving around and getting places quicker. But
Neon
it's a heck of an ability.
Neon also has the wall that gives a bit of like disruption on site, and I honestly don't remember what her third ability is. I'm going to be entirely honest.
The concuss.
Okay, that explains how often we see Neon played. But we see SVSU going for sort of a more
Select your agent.
conventional team comp, going with the tried and true of we will be picking the better champs. Good luck.
Good luck. Play meta.
Yes, it's just someone extending a hand. It's like best here.
There you go. We'll see what Saginaw does here. Astra has not been. I really feel this is Brim's map, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one of the few
Yes.
maps that Brim really seems to have the advantage on. One of the few.
Both
I'm not
of
really
the-
sure about the Astra. Maybe it's just a comfort pick, which is honestly way more important at most ranks of play than playing the meta.
Sentry.
Playing
If we-
what feels comfortable, what you're good on, is usually just the play.
So if we take a look and just stop and look at the sites, right? So all of these sites on this map are very small. So one thing about Brim, his ult, Orbital Strike, you can normally just avoid it. Brim Orbital Strike hits every single spot of cover all of the attackers have on this map, and same goes for the defenders. And if ignoring even that, because that's pretty niche, you're not going to be seeing Brim very often, his smokes perfectly cover most chokes.
That's true.
Because you can also
That's
just
true.
specifically on this map because his smokes are slightly smaller as a trade-off for the fact that he can just see. And meanwhile, we've got Scarlet hard pushing into arcade.
SV here, kind of in a tough spot. This was definitely Wisconsin's map pick, so they'll probably be a lot more comfortable on it. than
Spike
Saginaw.
down B.
I think this was
Saginaw is
the
coming off of all of the momentum. You can see here the going on the
One
open
enemy
right
remaining.
off the
Cover.
bat. Pushing one.
it's just the neon left. Let's see how fast she can run.
Let's see. I don't know if you can run away from these bullets.
Wait, is that
Right there.
okay? I thought that was a cipher. What is that? What are those lines?
Those are
Do we have sight lines? What was that not?
I've never seen them like used like this before, but
I've also never seen them.
I've seen them in
After
roleplay,
this,
like
let's
when
grab
zoomed
coffee
out,
and
like
talk
third person
theoretical
kind of
physics.
thing.
Yeah, like zoomed out, top down.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we have sight lines for this last round.
You know what? There are worse things.
Unless they're gone. I think they're gone. That or you don't have sight line for the person you're looking at.
Oh yeah. That
No, they're still there. All right.
just be a dot.
Yeah. It's just here.
You know, like
laser.
About
It's
this.
like slightly off-centered dot.
Oh yeah.
Because actually, no, it looks like it follows the line of sight as opposed to the gun. We do, however, see SVSU holding a bit closer. Mills with a judge sort of decide that there's so much visual information in first person. I'm going Google. Anyways, it will be SVSU.
A couple of frames gone here. I'm getting
Yeah.
one
Weapon
frame a
here.
second.
I'm still on what I think is 20. We do, however, see. It looks like Scarlet has rotated to B.
And down.
I'll have to pick up the play-by-play. Not really my strong suit. We do see the neon wall going out. Scarlet trying to rotate. Slade gets a pick through the wall. It looks like sort of just calling him out. Stitch not realizing there was still one holding A site because why would they still be there?
Spike
And
planted.
then the neon, literally one health in the corner. It's gonna be 3 against 2. Meanwhile, the neon not on much. Fade coming up from arcade. Slade managed to find the
Last
neon down.
player standing.
However, we do have 2 of them coming from main. Will they be able to get? There's no way. they can do that. We will be seeing Scarlet taking this round, making it 1-1. That was sort of just. Okay, he's back.
He's doing something.
That is. We need to figure out because it is indeed dropping frames.
It's a little.
It's just a bit.
I closed all my other tabs. We'll see if that helps.
You've got main commentary. I'm going on a Google search.
Understood. Saginaw will be down in weaponry here. We'll see Wisconsin with
Kia.
plenty. For a second round, that's surprising how much weaponry they have here. CSV pushing really aggressively towards Dish here. We'll see if it'll work. Will not find it. Bulldog is crazy. Rest of SV on the flank here. We'll see if something can happen. Slade about to throw down some.
Last player
all see
standing.
each other there.
Obscuring vision.
See what Slade can get done. Does find one. Might be able to pick up that weapon in time.
Spike planted.
Plant will go down. Slade, it'll be a tough choice here. Potentially could save the weapon. That's definitely an option for him. Might try to just play at lots of bullets there, and a few will find Slade's head.
Don't worry. Don't think it, eh?
Okay, so one, we do have a free cannon, which is weird.
We do.
And I cannot find the thing. Is the best way I can put it. I can't find the thing. Maybe S. I don't know.
If you press every key, then
Worst case, we break something on stream.
it was.
Let's go.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, but if you ever want free cannons, no, it's still there. It's still there.
We see set up here, lots of damage coming from Fine Spec right off the bat here.
They really like to push up through arcade.
I don't know, this will be a little bit tough.
Yep, SVSU does have.
Playing-
Sorry. SVSU does have the
Spike
option while the health and recontest they want to put it down. Other than that, they don't have much. These sight lines letting us know exactly what is being covered out of the smoke. But that's about all they're doing.
He's got to try to find something here. Jesus, trying to hold angles. It does get smoked off.
We do see 2 picks coming up from SVSU. Not from SVSU, on SVSU, making it 2-4. However, Jesus has a really close angle on that headshot almost.
Finished.
Mills managed to find that brimstone. And now it's going to be slightly more even. Because
Last
we really
player
have time. Coming out from SVSU.
Doesn't go for the save. The Mills and Jesus fall.
Yes. This is going to bother me. What is it? I can't go on my Valorant to check because it's going to boot him
At
off.
this point, should be able to full buy here. Or maybe not. Maybe that was the last time. I'm forgetting things. Going to see now.
That should work. Let's see now.
God, Slade going for a little bit of map control all over. Especially towards B should help out.
That'll work.
Going back towards Dish, we're going to see if they can make this play work the second time around. I'm not quite sure about it. I can hear things happening. Here's some Fade utility coming in here. Wisconsin trying to play a little bit more slow. Last time, see if they can make anything happen. Maybe a tiny bit of damage, but nothing really for that. Diamond doesn't really find much there. Slade trying to expand through the box to get a kill, best he can. So much damage, 3 body shots will get it done. 4-3 Wisconsin's, make that 4-2 Wisconsin's favored. Taking their time, making sure to get all the angles covered while they plant the spike.
Spike
One
planted.
left. Oh, 2 left.
Last player
Worry about 2
standing.
angles at the same time. Spade. That'll be a 4K from Nora Fawn.
There are. I don't know why I thought searching Valorant sightlines would give me something other than actual sight lineups. Which, in hindsight, makes sense. We will be seeing them once again. It looks like pushing for B. Never mind, I know where they're going. They're sending a few across the zip line. Did we ever talk about why Fracture is, like, normally hated?
I don't know if it's.
I feel like there's a lot of things.
I don't even think it's that hated.
I feel like they're, like, it's more complained about. It's like this and Breeze I hear the most complaints about. Well, now it's Pearl as well, but we will be seeing sort of a split push onto A, sending 3 from the backside And then I don't know where the other two are going. I'm gonna be honest.
Mills here holding the flank a little bit here. Trying to make some work. Or flank. What am I doing? The site. Here we go.
He's
Trying to play
holding.
some defensive to make sure to hold everything down.
And now Asha's sort of trying to do the same thing that Brim was doing, which is just constantly have that sightline smoked off and be ready to spec. Is that an up? Spec up?
It does have an up.
However, they're coming from arcade as opposed to from main. I think that's main. Those B link. It's just Scarlet happens once again. They take up a bunch of space, but then whenever they get to right here next to the site, it's just super slow. They gotta take their time to figure out where SVSU is. If they walked on the site right now, they would have had one less person to deal with. It would have just been slayed with an op. Now they start going. SVSU's had time to rotate, or at least you've had time to doubt where they're going.
Spec here holding this upper sight line. Almost manages to see Brim over the top there.
If they are,
See,
the
they
Brim
wanna
manages.
push on.
Spike
They know it's a
planted.
little bit unsafe.
Yes, the Brim already on the corner of the Fatal, getting ready. Possibly we might be sending two bottom from the side of the Tempest.
Two on the flank, but they're aware. Coming through. It won't-
Utility.
Face your
There's a team
fear!
popped on both sides. This Fatal comes out, managed to hit two, I believe. Both Fatals come out, actually. We do see a pick coming out from Jesus. Asha managed to find one. Slade gets the backup pick. I don't even know what happened to Spec. He got flashed again. This man has the worst luck I've seen. It's gonna be two left on the side of SVSU. Three don't walk through there. Apparently it worked out for us.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Got two caught between the Brim ult and then the breach.
Is everyone's tech still working? Double check it, please.
That was amazing shots. It looks like sight lines are gone.
There we go.
That, or maybe it's just because, nope, they're gone. Whatever you did worked.
Was that an Ares that I at least for a second,
Nope.
I did some. At least
We hovered it.
about to grab an Ares.
I feel like we hovered and then Stitch just like whipped around and glared at him.
That sounds about right.
I don't even know if Spec's in the room right now, if I'm being honest.
Out.
Well, that's true.
We do see both of the breach util hitting each other.
He's really been trying to make
Spec, however, managed to get one. Meanwhile, the fade. That's okay. I was very confused. Slade managed to get the rebound pick off the fade. It's going to be 3-4 SVCU's favor.
See, push them
You
on the
should
front
run.
here. They have all the space. That is for sure.
The-
See if they
the-
manage to make use of it. Killjoy ultimate coming out. Wisconsin will get the plant down for free as SVSU. Here comes the flock coming from behind. Attacker spawn.
And it is. I think the best part about that Killjoy ult for us is that they would have already gotten the play for free.
Spike planted.
We were still trying to rotate for me. SSU now gonna have a sort of hard time just trying to get through everything they have. Brim's gonna be making it super difficult to walk. Look at all those one ways. We have our own Killjoy being set up now.
Right there.
We'll be taking the site right back. And now it's just literally going to be SVSU and Scarlet trading what they were just doing. Everyone slays behind them.
Finds a kill.
It's just gonna be the Neon left. Neon sprinting back from mid. Not gonna have enough time, most likely. Sword just needs to. Oh, never mind, she's gone.
And that'll be it for Sagan. Finds another round.
Thrifty.
Thrifty.
50. I was not expecting the Neon. I know she runs fast, and that's like her whole thing. I was not expecting her to cross that much distance in that short of time.
Oh yeah, it's fast. That's fast.
Up in the sidelines are back. They were gone for a second. They've come back to haunt us.
There you go. Maybe they come back every time.
I don't know. Whatever, they're back, and we now
Heading
get
to the
them.
above.
We do see a bit of a stack going. I can't tell
Right
what their
there.
attack plan is. I don't know what the default for this map is. I think they're.
Don't default.
I think they're doing B stack. Never mind. There's. We want to make sure we start getting that fatal.
Blocking vision.
There are
Need that back.
orbs across this map here. A bit more than normal.
Well, it's a large map. Generally speaking, you're only going to be seeing like 2 of those orbs in a game, unless you're like really fiending orbs. Which honestly, if the rounds are going wild, might be liable.
Yeah, good point.
But we do see them hard rotating A. It's just going to be Mills left there to defend, and we have our breach coming up close. However, Mills is about to get hit by every single utility in the game. Managed to find 1, 2. 2 off looking cuss. We see another pick.
Saginaw Valley be able to rotate over towards this site. Wisconsin about to push on. Here, get the plant down.
We are.
Saginaw Valley's here though.
Like going down. We have 2 on site. It looks like, then 1 holding from spawn the brim, just in case all of your utility is being thrown onto A site. Jet smoke coming out to try and make sure no one gets to pick them long, spraying the corner. And however the brim comes to the door,
One
gets picked out by
enemy
Spec.
remaining.
Slade finds 1, and that's going to be it for SVSU.
Finds all 3 without losing 1. Now, for Saginaw, they be finding their footing a little bit more. Getting ready to work around what Wisconsin's doing. Kind of got it figured out.
Like Spec has tried the jump, missed the jump, and walked away like nothing happened.
Yeah, you gotta
No
keep
one-
time.
No one saw it. It's fine. It's not like you were on stream.
No one saw it. It's fine.
We weren't watching your POV for that.
It's not gonna go.
Don't worry. Not at all. Not at all. I'm winking at the camera as best I can.
Both teams pretty much being able to full body,
Placing alarm
be a
bomb.
full gun round.
Placing
And
swarm
then-
grenade.
And then the poor breach.
Then the. Hey, wait.
Yes.
To be fair, if you get the stun or
Find
a
you.
flash, you don't really need to spray. Kind of line up your 1 shot and get the kill.
Use the stun or flash, SVSU might not give him a chance. He has been consistently hitting these. That's going to be very scary.
Catch them.
Now Scarlet sort of just actually they look in face. They get the shot from that. SVSU still has to sort of back up and give them most of this site. They do have 3 going up site. It looks like up height. Meanwhile, Stitch was blinded. On Moon gets a pick through the box. We do see Slade getting 2. It's gonna be 3-3. Scarlet versus SVSU.
Gunshots flying every which way. All in that gun. That stage.
It almost came out. Mills is back. But going.
Last
Sorry,
player standing.
you see on
One
site
enemy
Mills is 1.
remaining.
And then the breach. I can't have breach and brimstone on the same team. They look so similar. I know they don't, but
They have similar names too.
I see the beard and I'm just like, yeah, it's the same person.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyways, their breach will be ending up finishing off that round from heaven.
Saginaw Valley, again, this wasn't their map, but they're looking relatively confident on it. They've started to find the footing a little bit more, especially in the retakes. They've been getting a little bit more work done.
I am not entirely sure if it's not their map. I think this was like the communal map that they've all agreed on.
Placing alarm bomb.
Because generally that's what the 3rd map is.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah, because it's like, I think home team picks first map for the bans, away team then picks their map, and then they sort of agree on one.
Huh? Fair enough.
At least from the small bit I heard from Trevor. We do see Scarlet Tempest once again, not Scarlet Tempest, just Scarlet. University of Wisconsin. Green Bay. Sort of making up their mind and starting to go for the A. Seeing the clump on the minimap is always my favorite thing. I don't know why.
Hey, play as a team, team game.
Yeah,
It's just, it is a clump.
it is a clump. And we do see they have the site as we see slowly rotating to the recontest. Almost gets the Oxrock spray.
Oh!
I'm just unlucky.
I'm trying to find something that will do a lot of damage.
Take them.
Heals on either team here.
The fatal coming out.
Finds 1, that'll be huge. All the ults coming out from pretty much all sides.
Attacker skills are coming up. The Oxra wall is going to be more than enough to sort of make sure Scarlet can't get on the point regardless. And does manage to actually miss part of the site.
SVSU has the position, they have the flank.
We see Jesus jumping through the swarm grenades. Mills,
Damage
he's not going to hold it.
It's still doable.
Last player standing.
Take the defuse. The Oxra wall's down though. I didn't realize why Spec was eating the nade until it occurred to me that they were running out of time and then he was refusing.
Yep, going for half health there. We're going for
Nice.
half defuse.
I believe you have, if you have full health, you have enough health to get half defuse on swarm grenade, but it will kill you before you finish the defuse.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sounds
It
right.
just doesn't kill you fast enough. So it's,
Turn up.
it is sort of, sorry,
It's a bit of a, it's a play.
it's balanced by the dev team.
I'll find you. I'm pissed.
We'll see a bit of an A hit here, but not a full commitment from Wisconsin. Again, kind of poking around, trying to find something that'll work. You see, aggressive push here on A.
The
Neon wall. This is what Neon right here. The ultimate trying to damage.
Specs can be saying that we have the better ults. Honestly, they do. It's just a character diff sometimes. Meanwhile, Slade coming out with Marshall. Slade rolled off by the Brim. He's out. He's alive. Slade does not get health. Ever. But how are the Brim going to be catching Stitch out just a bit? It's going to be 2 against 4. Not in favor of SVSU. Because he is the Brim holding height. Doesn't look like they're actually going to wait for another one to come up. They have the same silhouette as well.
They do.
The fade does go down, so we it was a very good attempt to recontest from SVSU, considering everything that was going on.
Round before the switch.
All of that's one of the reasons Brim is slightly better than Ostra on this map. Both of his smokes were perfectly set up to cover both those doorways, and he still had a third one just in case that he just placed back down once they knew they were covering the other side. He gives ever so slightly more cover than some other controllers can give on this map, and that's just normally a better reason to pick him. But also comfort pick is, generally speaking, always the right choice.
Very good point. And with the last round here, both teams will be
Face your fear!
Look, he knew exactly where they were going. He knew they wanted to stop. He said, "I'm not waiting for you this time. We're engaging on my terms." It almost worked out.
the space very aggressively, very quickly.
Very spread out.
No more dreams.
Fade
Spike
nation
planted.
fine stage, but now we're not ready for the 2 others. Somehow we're still even here.
Gunfights on literally all corners of this
Initiated.
site here.
Killjoy.
Oh, but we'll get found by the rings. We'll destroy the lockdown. And it'll just come down to gunfights at this point.
Spectator mode hurts. That's all I have to say to this. To what's happening right in front of us.
Please shoot.
Oh no, he knows.
Oh, Slade does manage to find the kill. Oh, the stress. If
Yes,
Hughes coming out here.
One enemy remaining.
We do get the defuse in
Last
time,
player standing.
and that will be the round for SVSU. 8-4, same as last.
Switching sides.
Same as last, and they will be switching sides here. SVSU will now be red. Wisconsin will be blue.
They are. SVSU, let's find out which site we like better. It looks like Scarlet liked B site a lot. They pushed through arcade, I think the first 3, if not 4 rounds last round. And then had to rotate A once.
Yeah.
But they just generally like B site more. I
Here.
need to close my window, so I'll be right back.
We'll see Saginaw going for the guns as opposed to the armor or fully utility here. See that? I'm interested to see what they're going to attack here. You can see they're kind of posted up on 2 sides here, trying to attack A from 2 directions. You do see that somewhat commonly. See how it's going to work out. Lots of damage coming in on the flank. The neon coming around from Dish.
The sightlines are back.
Right off the bat.
SVSU currently down 2. It's going to be sort of us pushing from A main, it looks like.
They will get on the site here. Getting the plant down will be tough. Mills takes some damage on.
We're gonna have to just, oh my god, there's another swarm grenade. This Killjoy's coverage of sites are amazing. However, Jesus gets 2. Slade gets 1 with the ghost. It's suddenly looking, it's not even, it's in SVSU's favor.
One enemy remaining.
More Slade finds it going down to 34. Jesus with all of the health.
Look, Jesus has enough health for the rest of us, it's fine. He can share. The Brim can't even try and approach the thing. He sort of gets to sit there. Because SVSU doesn't need to peek him. Jesus still manages to find the headshot off of it though.
Wait. Grab it.
Charges.
Grab it.
What happened? Grab something. There was a frenzy on the ground.
Jesus, I'm disappointed.
Look, he wants the classic. He wants the right click. He's taking a vandal. He doesn't need the ghost.
They're free.
It is free, but he wants the shotgun. Worst case. He wants the miniature handheld shotgun. Imagine how much recoil that would have compared to a normal pistol shot. I just thought about it.
Probably a good deal. I'm so intrigued by the logistics. How does it load 3 into the chamber? I don't know.
Maybe it's just like always has 3 loaded.
Oh,
It's just like primed and prepped, because that thing does shoot sort of fast, I think.
Mark one.
yeah.
We'll be seeing SVSU pushing hard. However, they're really close to manage to find one through the smoke. Just the hail of gunfire to make sure that nothing is coming in after. And the Brim going right back to the corner. He's... Alright. A bit of an unfortunate smoke disappearing for that Brimstone, losing half his health when they rotate back. SVSU only having a Stitch looking a bit worse for wear is hard committing to this B site. Well, not hard committing. They're committing. Spec managed to find a kill onto the Neon, making it even. And now it's going to be Scarlet starting to rotate back, realizing SVSU does not have plans to go to A. Just barely dodging the Fade utility.
Kind of got a little bit of stealthy on both sides.
That we are, and we do see Spec almost getting a pick on one, having sort of the let's play the deep battle. Who's going to go first? Slade managed to find one of the Killjoy. The Brim smoke
Stitch
coming down.
disconnects for a moment.
Oh, that's...
30 seconds
Oh no,
left.
he's not actually disconnected. Okay, all right. Managing to get the spike, start diffusing that diffusing planting. Mills, they know that at least one of them is height. Just managed to find the other. Mills knows the other one's height, and they don't know where the breach is coming from. But right now they know.
One
Mills
enemy
almost finding the
remaining.
pick.
Goes for it. Only a little bit of health left for Wisconsin's Fade.
Placing swarm grenade.
It's just gonna put the swarm grenade down. The Fade looks like she's just trying to get out with her gun, or she's going up from arcade. Mills finds the kill though.
Great stuff from Saginaw again. Doing a much better job playing this team, and also doing a really good job of rotations so far this game.
Oh, we are down. I see.
When they can't push the site, recognizing when they can, really good timing from them, and really good playing as a team, but separately. Attacking from different angles at the right time to confuse the defense and throw them off their guard. It's really solid to watch from Saginaw.
They've sort of had to adapt to what
Where are
Scarlet is doing, because Scarlet has always been covering each other's angles. So SVSU has realized that we can't take the 1v1 50-50s like we normally like to, because we win those a good amount. And then starting to go into more of the team play aspect, making gunfights unfair, and then just getting a pick off your opponent's feet.
You see kills up top to get a little bit of information for the Wisconsin side as they push up B here pretty aggressively. Let's see how this is going to work out. Towards A side, before we need a little bit of room, but continuing and going really quick onto site using the breach to make sure heaven isn't a problem. She's up kill on a shoemate. Slade finds one at 5 to 3. Saginaw Valley's favored. Should be a pretty easy hit, but Mills is on the flank. Oh no, Mills! Wisconsin's pushing fast. Any time with this defense making quick work of Slade as they push on Mills' flank might not even come to fruition.
Look, he's gonna get there at some point. We just gotta make sure. Meanwhile, we see Scarlet trying to just push hard, because now they're gonna be slowed down. Mills is about to get the fade.
One enemy
Barely did this or managed to finish her off.
It'll be a huge round for Saginaw. Crazy good push from them. And a good attempt for Wisconsin trying to
Is
get
R pick? Oh, why is it R?
I need the draw.
All right, well, we now at least know. But yeah, like once again, if you want free cam, it's B. I don't know what Valorant free cam looks like. Maybe not.
I think it's press jump or like hold jump to go up or something, or in control to go down.
Let's go back to player. We'll figure that out one day.
We'll mess with it. We'll mess with it.
That's not a midstream type thing.
Oh yeah.
We do see the fade line up from Stitch. I believe in him.
Where are you?
Just leave for something up there.
Yep, almost finds the brim.
On site here. Now, this is a really solid. Very generic. Here, Stitch goes into the cloudburst, makes some space. While the rest
I don't think they're.
it comes into here comes the flash. Spec finds everything that he needs, gets all of the space. Getting ready for a gunfight here. To the push.
On one health.
Angles will go down, getting only a little bit of damage.
However,
Stitch and Mills trying to
One enemy remaining. Still
one
waiting.
left.
Find you.
Be close here, Stitch.
Bring them down.
Control of the site here. Wisconsin's trying to push up.
Last player standing.
Everyone left.
Sleep, my
Especially
sister.
after
You've
he
seen too
doesn't
much.
just finished off.
Does grab a weapon. Thank you.
Yes, I really don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but Scarlet's repeaks are amazing. So we do see it. Okay, now they've given me time. Thank you. So on that zip line, for instance, when Spec and now we go flying. Zoom. When Spec ended up peeking. Oh, I see. You can see the little top of the map. Oh nope, never mind. I don't know what that is. Good to know. But when Spec ended up peeking onto, sorry, when the KJ peaked Spec on the zip line, immediately dropped off. We then had the teammate pop out, so Spec couldn't actually just walk back for free to force him out, and then the KJ came and finished it off. And it was just there was no there was no in between where SVSU just got sort of a free 1v1.
Really solid stuff there. Really solid stuff.
Yep.
Timeout coming
SVSU.
through, just taking time to compose themselves. Again, this is a high mental stress game. There's a lot of focus that's required, a lot of teamwork, a lot of mental fortitude. So taking a little bit
Especially-
of time out, making sure to reset your mental, quite useful.
Especially when you're dead even game 3. That's gonna be a big toll.
See 8-8 here, going into the last third of the match.
Yes, I feel like it's probably League and Valorant that are two most mentally taxing games
Potentially.
because they just take so long. And we will see a sort of hard push. The Neon holding left does not work out for Spec calling it out immediately, ending that push before it even started.
Here, looks like Fade's going for the flank for Wisconsin. The rest of the team holding towards spawn here.
Yeah, we-
Spec pushed up, waiting for the rest of the team. Team is doing a good job, not pushing it preemptively, making sure everybody is ready to take the fight.
Oh, we have the KJ. That's why we're playing so slow. SVSU taking a book out of Scarlet's repertoire, taking a page out of their book. That's what the thing is. We do see a picking up for Scarlet, but it's gonna be 4-4 now. We do have the Killjoy ult. They aren't gonna be able to stop it.
Ult is just incredible.
One player got detained.
The entirety of Wisconsin's going to have to push halfway back through their spawn. That ultimate is crazy on this map.
Which means SVSU got half more release on B, and SVSU just gets literally free sight.
Lots of ults coming in here on the side of Wisconsin, though, trying to even it up.
There we are. We're back to seeing Spec get one.
SVSU is at a disadvantage here.
Oh, they're just hard sitting the defuse.
player standing.
I don't think they know.
They don't.
what they need to
The oxygen wall's there. They can't hear it.
They can't.
Oh, well, it's on the other side. Never mind.
Yeah. It's still crazy
It was-
retake there from Wisconsin.
They
Waited everything
knew.
they needed to. I think maybe had one detained.
Heal the drone.
Sagging off forward maybe a little bit. Trying to look for the detained player. Not quite sure, but if it was intentional, very, very solid. Very respectful.
Yeah, I'm looking at that KJ ult now. That literally forces the attackers either all the way back to spawn or out to mid. There's no space. Sorry, it forces whoever it's not, whoever's team it isn't.
Here.
Towards A here. We see a recall coming in.
Walk inside. Face your fear.
Let's get seen. We'll get sprayed through by the Neon. We'll see the rest of Sagan in front
One coming from height. We find two coming up from SVSU, and now it's gonna be 3-2 in SVSU's favor. The Brimstone sends him down just to try and slow down. He goes down. Slade finds him, and now it's just gonna be the Killjoy left. Not really the best at taking sight. More setup for defending it. Let's see how they manage to try and approach this.
SV's pushed up
We
here.
consume it.
They have plenty of space.
Right there.
All the time in the world, just one on the defense.
The KJ, however, is nope. Never mind. That's ours. I panicked for a second. I thought that was theirs.
Placing sentry.
Nope. We'll see. They're playing smart here. Just backing off, taking their time. No need to
I
get
think they're
antsy.
just saving. I think they're saying it's not worth it saving.
That might be to Wisconsin's benefit at this point. It is a
Yeah.
Killjoy. That is not an aggressive agent. That agent is for defense.
You know, they are setting up on B.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
SVSU fanning out, trying to try and see if they can find the KJ beforehand.
Find you.
Fun fact, fact, there was a bug with that fan that allowed you to see through walls at certain angles for a bit. They had to patch it out. I'm completely lying to you. That is not. I needed to fill the hole.
Just came up with it on the spot. Yeah, I was mid yawn. I can't speak and yawn at the same time. It's just unfortunate timing.
Be a challenge.
Like you can, but it doesn't sound right. It's like the weird
We would plug in the game during beta. You could equip Cypher's camera with a gun, and it could shoot.
Yeah.
If you threw a gun on it in just the right way, like a classic, it could shoot the classic from
Gun
the camera. It was
gun camera.
so funny.
Look, the camera needs to defend itself as well. It got tired of being shot out.
All on its own. Oh, it's so funny.
I know we have Mills going for. Is Mills going to go and set up on B site whilst we push A?
Honestly, we'll see. Jesus here got the. You're off the site.
They've rotated most. I like how it's just the Killjoys for playing their own game. Meanwhile, on A site, we do however see the Fade starting to come up behind SVSU. This might be a bit of a fight behind the doors near Rostra. Slade about to walk out.
We'll see.
Mills is.
Mills
Finds one. However, it's going to be. Oh, we did start rotating. Yep, and Mills now just has control over that angle. However, it's one. No, that's SVSU. Okay.
Placing swarm grenade.
Just Mills taking control over that with all of his grenades and stuff.
This will be tough for Wisconsin here. Down a player, have to rotate all the way across. Mills does take some damage though. We'll see. At a crossfire angle here.
It's gonna be very hard for Scarlet to try and get on the site because even if they don't push from the angles, that's just use hard watch. Mills almost get.
He accidentally shoots and dies for it. He misclicks one bullet and dies.
One enemy remaining.
Where's the Hamilton? Where's the part of the Hamilton song? Attacker's still one. Where it's just like, this is what he meant when he said he doesn't want a stray gunshot to give us away.
Well, there you go. Saginaw up 1 round, 10-3 at this point. You couldn't ask for a better game. Saginaw is way up in economy. We'll be able to buy, and Wisconsin will be down. We'll have to save. Or this is definitely a half-buy situation here.
This is starting to look like it might be an overtime situation here.
Potentially, that would be incredible.
Because these teams, once we got off the freezer, these teams have been like literally even matched back to back, like just trading back and forth.
The entirety of Wisconsin is. We've got it before you get to go plays.
Yeah, believing sort of just sort of leaving the Brimstone all the way on A, starting to rotate. SVSU rotating over to A, realizing the Scarlet might not be expecting this from us, because normally you don't rotate this fast. We sort of stick around, see what's happening, scope out the area, and then we go. This time we're going fast.
Brimstone back to 1. The rest of Wisconsin is still on B. We'll see the kill coming out here. Saginaw 4-3. Should have plenty of time to get the spike down. Beyond
that we are
zooming across map. That is so funny to watch on the mini map.
Yeah, it's like, where did that go?
I've never seen that spike planted there. That's insane.
So it's on the stairs, so it's a free line of sight from both height and hallway, and then you have the KJ grenade covering both stairs and spike. That is absolutely huge. Meanwhile, we see Scarlet starting to go on the site a bit. Slade does manage to find one.
Gun here.
2 left for Wisconsin. I don't know if they'll be able to get this. They might have to go save, although this was a save round for them.
If they really want it, they can always KJ. We see Slade getting pick another one, and that will be the round for SVSU.
It will be up 2 rounds here, 11. And for Saginaw, Wisconsin, of course, did have to do that save round there. So, pretty much guaranteed loss, but now they have enough to buy for themselves. Should have a double gun round both sides.
That they are, however.
This is a really big turning point. Saginaw gets this round. That'll be really hard for Wisconsin to come back from. They'll have to win at least 3 in a row to tie it up and get an overtime.
They'll also have to win 1 as a force buy round, so like a half buy, maybe 1 actual rifle and then util. They do have the KGL to bank off of, but that's most of their stuff. Also, the breach. Jet already finding 1.
huge dash and updraft into knife
He
right
was-
click.
Not taking the chance. So if you kill someone with a right click jump knife, you don't get your knives back, but left click you do. He did not want to.
He didn't care.
He
Enemy kill.
wanted to go on. Seth finds one behind. Reach flash. He calls it out.
Find. SVSU switching towards A. Wisconsin doesn't look like they're ready for it.
And there's only 2 left. Only one of these even really being a champ that can force their way on site. They kill KGL coming out sort of as the last hope.
One
And
enemy
he goes
remaining.
corner. Jesus finds one. It's just the KJ left. Spike does go down.
There.
And that will be the round for SVSU.
12-9 here. Match
point.
Saginaw only needs one more. Wisconsin needs to find 3 in a row to tie it up 12-12, so force overtime to win by 2. And that was their bye rounds. This would be their save round, but again, they don't have a round to lose. They'll have to buy as much as they can. Saginaw has the advantage with 1 round left. They do have one more ult right now.
We see a
as well.
puppy coming up from the
Both
KJ.
two of them, but SVSU up in weaponry, up in utility, should be their advantage for sure. We'll see if Wisconsin can find some sort of strategy.
A very interesting play from the Brimstone to... Okay, nope, that's ours. That's our team once again. The red is throwing me off. But Brim decided to buy light shields as opposed to heavy shields to just sort of try and possibly save money for next round in case he dies and they win. We do however see Scarlet sort of just with the biggest crossfire we've seen on B site. Meanwhile, SVSU sort of just trying to push our way slowly onto B. Take as much space as we can once again.
They might
We know
just
we have no rush.
not give Wisconsin a chance. Maybe trying to play as safe as possible, take the best odds that they can, not try anything
You
strange,
should run.
and just be ready for Wisconsin, what Wisconsin wants to do.
However, this Killjoy ult is going to be absolutely devastating, forcing Wisconsin into basically a retake. However, we can see one taking out. Almost 2. Mills finds the headshot though. They're just trying to push the KJ ult. However, 2 detained. There's going to be an Oscar right here for Mills. Oh, never mind, that's ours.
Probably, oh, those were in sweat. With the wait there. Coming out here. It is 4-4. We see that get some time planted here.
You want to fight it?
In this game, see the counter Brim recharge. Both ults coming out. Both lots of detained on both sides here. The Astra wall. Everybody trying to get in as quick as possible. Wisconsin not trying to give SVSU time to reposition.
We see it's Wisconsin.
Pushing up.
They sort of tried to force their way through the wall, but you can't force your way through an Oscar wall. There's normally someone behind that, but there's 2 of them on site now. They started the defuse. They've tapped the defuse. Going to try and bait out the breach from height.
One enemy
It
remaining.
does almost work, but the splash comes out, and SVSU
Attackers win.
will be taking the game.
That'll be the match for SV coming back from a crushing defeat 11-4 or 13-4 in the first match.
We're just not letting him live down the icebox, are we?
And then clean comeback on Fracture. That'll be the win for Saginaw Valley over Wisconsin. What a absolute crazy match from
That
both
was.
teams. I can't stress more. That was a heck of a match. Wisconsin was playing out of their minds on Icebox, had all the angles, had all the teamwork. On Fracture, both teams had some incredible plays. SV's just managing to find a few more little bits here and there, all that they needed to try to find a win. And game 3 with a close one, 8-8 in the last bit there. Clean game from both sides. I don't know.
Yes, it was. And Bunny, if you could talk to Trevor, maybe if he wants to hop in here for a bit of a post-match interview, as close as we can get to it, considering he's got to join from his own Discord, remember, because we can't hear him. Well, stream can't hear him then. Okay, so you join into the casting. Yeah, come through on stream. Join, yeah. Anyways, we will be having the Valorant team captain Stitch come
I
up
have an interview here. That's crazy.
just a little bit.
What a
That was-
match.
Oh no, you've got to hop onto your Discord call because we can't hear. Yeah. All right.
We'll see. This is a reveal trailer for Gecko you can see on the homepage here.
Yes, it is, or parts of it at
Really?
least. Look at how adorable they are. I don't even know if we're still showing that, honestly.
Pokemon.
All right, good to know. They can't see it. We're just talking about something that's not there.
All
And here he
right.
is.
Here we go. The man of the hour,
That's me.
Stitch here.
I'm,
Knight
hold on. Let's
Connoisseur.
don't get it twisted. I'm not the hour. I'm the sub player who got carried by his amazing teammates.
Huge games there from the Valorant team. What a joy to watch. Walk me through it game by game. What happened?
Yeah,
Tell me everything.
typically we think our icebox is a good map, but I mean it was their pick, so we should have known that they might have been a little bit more prepped for it. But I think we just had some nerves, right? This is kind of like our elimination game for playoffs, and after that first map, we kind of caught on at the end that we're kind of playing a little scared. We're not really playing as a team that much, but then we went on to Pearl and kind of just ran them over. It felt like, and that really boosted our confidence. And then Fracture is kind of like an unknown for us. We've never played it throughout all 2 semesters, so we really wanted to give it a try. And down 8-4, but we knew our attack was better.
Mhm.
So
Can
Here we
we,
go.
can we talk about like Killjoy ults? And
Oh man,
why
that
does
ult
it
is
cover
so-
everything?
that's so good.
it just do. That's all I gotta say. A lot of teams, you
That's
could tell
so
that
good.
they're playing around it. I'm sure if you watched the minimap on stream, every time we were close to getting it like 1 orb off or had it, they probably weren't putting anybody on B.
Yeah.
And I think we didn't really catch on, but looking back at it, I think they were just baiting detains for us. Like they'd purposely get 1 or 2 detained just to make us think that they're on site and like scramble for them.
They were indeed.
Yeah. So that's we didn't really catch on, but we weren't chasing detains. It's more of a stall to get a free plant down. But we felt confident in it. Again, I'm just glad that I got to play one of these weeks and I didn't toss the games for us. So
There you go. Even got a crazy knife.
Yes.
yeah, that's all I was here for. It was to show off that katana, sponsored by the way, Riot
Nice.
Games. Only $53.
Was the $53 worth it for the knife
It's
kill?
definitely. You know what? I just remembered a couple people on the team said if we win tonight, they actually have to make a couple purchases.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, so that's some good news.
Oh.
Some great news.
Now, at least from the caster's booth here, Spec was absolutely popping off. I saw some crazy rounds from him, especially in the latter half of game 2 there. Saw a 4K or 2, saw some crazy jet knife moments there. Absolutely crazy. Anything else that we didn't quite see there? Any star players of the map?
I mean, it's not all about kills. I think we all had great util. We really played as a team, right? We're always there to trade each other out. Maybe not on that Icebox game. Util was maybe a little lacking there. But definitely on that Pearl game, that Fracture game, I felt like our just util usage and team play was really on point, and I think a lot of the guys would agree with me as well. I think the biggest component to our win tonight, like you said, Spec was really popping off hard, and he played basketball today, 2 p.m. with Pops, so...
He had the power boost coming
Yeah,
on basketball.
Yeah.
The basketball power boost. Well, you heard it here first, folks. You want to win at Valorant, play some basketball.
It's true.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to
Who'd
do
have
it.
thought esports players can also play sports?
On occasion, it does
Sometimes.
happen. The rare event. Well, anything else you have for us, Stitch? Any other shout outs? Any other plays you want to talk about?
Shout out the boys. No really place to talk about. I think we all played really well during that second and third map, so I was super excited to see it. But
There you go.
of course.
There you go. That's what you love to see. Well,
Great.
thank you very much, Stitch, for coming on and interviewing with us. And thank you, everybody in the chat who came out and watched. We very much appreciate all the support that we've been getting over the semesters. And thank you, anybody to Wisconsin who stuck around this long, who watched the stream. We very much appreciate you guys. GG's is a very good game. Very solid
Yes.
stuff. I believe that's all we will have for tonight. We will have Overwatch and or Rocket League.
We will be having
Overwatch.
So we will have Rocket League tomorrow at Wednesday, and then Friday we will be having League of Legends. We will also be posting this match as well as any others onto the SVSU Esports YouTube channel. So if you feel like going by and giving that a subscribe, because it's at 22. I'm talking to you, the rest of the esports program. Excited.
There you go. So, heard it here first, folks. Got more great Saginaw Valley State University esports for the rest of the week. Please tune in 8 o'clock, as always, every weeknight but Thursday. Very much appreciate everybody coming on out. I believe that is all we got for you tonight. Be safe. Have a good, fun spring break. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Have a good night.